Welcome everyone to the JK Podcast, the only podcast that was completely right about Nintendo losing E3.
Well, you should have used mine. JK.
You didn't put anything there.
Yeah, I did.
Say something clever, Kenneth.
I bolded it.
No, you didn't.
We put them down below.
Oh, I didn't look at the list.
This is the only podcast that's excited for Paper Mario Color Splash.
JK.
There we go. I thought I was pretty straightforward to the point. I was like, he'll like this one.
You should have inserted into the opening. Okay, whatever. I'm Ken O'Connor.
I'm Josh Brandman.
And currently recording on June 29th, 2016 at 9:35 p.m. on the East Coast. This is
Correct.
the JK Podcast, episode 29. Hey, episode 29, recording on the 29th of June. That's pretty cool.
Well, I guess we're recording our 30th episode on July 30th.
Or tomorrow.
No. Actually, honestly, with the amount of content we could go through, maybe.
Probably, but probably not.
Yeah, well.
We say all that to welcome you to the JK Podcast. We are back for our post-E3 show, where we have a lot of E3 stuff to talk about today, because there was a lot of stuff at E3, much more than I think we both thought there would be at E3.
It was better than I expected.
Much better than I expected. Going in with low expectations is fun, because everything else is just better.
That's what some of my friends tell me. They're like, this is why I don't expect anything. And then I have a great time. I'm like, eh. But now I'm like, I should have that approach for E3.
Exactly. So, Josh, how are you doing, though? How's the rest of the month of June been treating you?
It's been interesting, man. The whole job situation is interesting. Mm-hmm. And I'm currently doing what I did last summer, which is my fallback, which I was trying not to do. But
it's
doing
better than
that,
nothing.
Yeah. Long hours, though.
Yeah, I see.
As it is,
those,
I just got home at like 9 o'clock.
I see those early morning Snapchats of you by the train.
Yo, because it's depressing.
Too early.
It's depressing, man.
Yeah.
A 7 o'clock train to get home at 9 o'clock at night.
Ooh.
It's a long day, man.
It's a very long day, dude.
But, hanging in there. And
That's
I got
good.
some interesting games to accompany me because, Kenneth, I'll go directly into what I've been playing because it directly relates.
Oh, you do it, boy.
Yo. All right, well, one, I got the Hearth, man. I got the
Man?
Hearthstone.
Oh, Hearthstone.
We're
What's
playing
Hearth,
some
man?
cards.
Okay.
I'm playing some cards. I'm getting pretty pro. But aside from that, the thing that really accompanies me right now on the train is finally bought a case for my PS Vita.
So now you can actually use it in public.
So now I can actually carry it around and use the portability function. So I put the case in my backpack, and then, sometimes if I have a long bit, I'll take it out. And I've been playing my Persona 4 Golden, which is considered the best game on the PS Vita. So that's why I bought it.
The Persona franchise is really high up there in terms of games.
Yeah, I mean, Persona 4 is their best-selling one, and they made so many iterations of it, and it was like a year or two after it was out on the PS3 or PS4, one of those, it then came to the Vita, and everyone's like, this is the best Vita game out there. So I'm like, all right, I just bought a Vita, I guess I gotta buy that game. So
now, how many hours have you put in that so far?
Only like 3.5. 4.
Okay, so you're like 1% into the game then.
No, I mean, it's not that long of a game, but it is a long game.
I've heard if you want to get through all the story stuff, it takes hours upon hours upon hours.
Maybe, because you could do all these little iterations with
all the connections and
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I was forgetting what that was.
Yeah. I've heard some crazy stuff about that's why I'm so afraid to start Persona, because if I go into that series, it's just gonna be a pit. I'm just gonna keep dumping time into.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice though.
I've heard great things, and the new Persona 5 looks great.
Well, the annoying thing is, I think they're doing the same treatment with that game as they did with Persona 4, which is where it's not going to come to the Vita for a while.
Oh yeah, it's a console game that got ported to the Vita. It is a console game, first and foremost, though.
Well, but you would think with the amount of reception on the Vita last time when they did it, but...
Oh, it'll come to the Vita eventually, probably.
But it's funny because it's really interesting. They're releasing Persona 5 for the PS3 and 4. That I was really curious about.
I can see it just because the graphic style isn't too graphically intensive. It's very anime looking.
Well, so that's not their consideration. Their consideration is it worth it? And they figured it's worth it.
Well, yeah, the PS3 is still a powerhouse in Japan.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Why
definitely.
is everything always a powerhouse in Japan? You know, Mitomo's a powerhouse in Japan.
Anything that's made in Japan is a powerhouse in Japan. Like, the Xbox is not that big in Japan. The Wii, the PlayStation, anything Sony, Nintendo, gangbusters over there.
Wasn't it also in Japan the Vita outsells the 3DS by a lot or
No.
something? Or at least the PSP did.
The 3DS still is the best-selling handheld of all time, and the DS as well. I think there was an average of 5 DSs per household back in the DS era. Like, the 3DS still outsells the Vita. Like, no, like, not even, like, comparison. But the Vita does, like, 1,000 times better in Japan than it does in America.
I mean, honestly, after playing with the Vita a bit more, it's such a nice system. It's actually really nice.
It's a very nice system. Just there's really nothing like besides like you're playing Persona 4, which is cool. I can't think of any game that makes me like, ooh, I need a Vita for that game.
Well, I'm never one of those people that'll buy an entire console for one game, aside from maybe Pokemon, honestly. But it has some really nice games though, like really nice JRPGs and things like that. Like they're really good. They have also I just bought, which I want to get, Gravity Rush.
Yes,
which was a PS Vita exclusive. Then everyone's like, "Oh my god, I love it!" So they made it for the PS4. And now what's really annoying is that they're making it for the PS4 for the second one.
Yep.
And not the Vita. So I'm like, please.
Because the Vita is pretty much like Sony has abandoned the Vita. All games.
I know, but come on, man.
All games that come out on the Vita are not first-party Sony games. They're all the second parties doing like the JRPG stuff, which is awesome. But like, come on.
I mean, it's so nice. It like the screen, because I got the first one, so it's got that OLED screen.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's so and then I literally sit there with the really stereotypical, I'll plug in my headphones and I'll play Persona. And people are like, it's great to hear the music and everything. Like, I literally listen to the music in that game.
Really?
I was convinced. I'm like,
that's
you know what?
a big deal for you.
I was like, new system, people rave about it. Persona 4 has its own dancing game because of that music.
Yes,
I'm like,
does.
all right.
Dancing
I'm like, I gotta try it. So I tried it out. Not bad. I wouldn't say it's worthy of a dance game yet, but I haven't gotten that far.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, great stuff. So, sorry, I made that a lot longer than it should be. But yeah.
Oh, no, it's fine. I've been told for years now to get into Persona. It just never has, like, hit me the right way. But if you're enjoying it, that's a good sign. Usually you and me enjoy that kind of stuff, like, similarly. So
I think you'll like it. I think it takes a little of commitment, though, because I think at least for the first hour or so, you should really sit there in almost one sitting, maybe two, and kind of really read with the dialogue and understand the story that's going on. It's kind of cool, though, because there's certain cutscenes that are done in the style of just a pure anime. So you're sitting there, and all of a sudden it turns to this like amazing, like 1080p looking anime scene, and it just goes for a minute or something. It's really cool.
Now, what would be the best way for me to play? Because originally it was a PS2 game.
Yeah, well, not 4. 4 wasn't.
No, Persona 4 was
you
PS2.
Mean Persona as a series.
Persona 4 was PS2.
Really?
Yep.
I thought that was 3.
Well, if it makes sense that the 3 was so 4.
It was for 4? Oh, Persona 4 was for PS2. No, I meant Persona 3, I know, was on the PS2.
Gotcha.
But PS3 had Persona 4.
An enhanced remake for the PlayStation Vita. Persona 4 Golden was released in July. So technically I could play Golden on...
Do you even have a Vita?
I do not have a Vita, no. It's the one handheld I never bought. I have a PSP.
Yeah.
Where is my PSP?
I mean, you could play it for PS2 then. I mean, people say that the best two are the most recent Personas, like Persona 3 and then actually Persona 3 on the PSP. By the way, that's not PS Vita, on the PSP. People say that's a great one. They're like, if you liked 4 and you still like the series, maybe you should go back and play the third one for PSP.
Persona 3 was on PS3?
Yeah, it was called, it's almost like they did the Persona 4 Golden treatment where it was called like...
Oh, FES.
No, it was...
Persona 3 FES.
Yeah,
is an add-on disc. Oh, it's an add-on.
No, it's Persona 3. Uh,
Wow, this is a confusing franchise.
oh, it's P3P because it's Persona 3 Portable. That's what it is.
That's for the PSP.
Yeah, I'm saying you have a PSP.
Oh, dude, using the PSP is like going back to the original iPhone. It's like,
Disc spinning, man.
oh, it's horrible. And the battery in that thing lasted like an hour. It's horrible. Because I have the original PSP. Rip.
Yeah, me too. I have the same one.
Horrible.
I have it. Yo,
Gross.
because also okay, relax. But
Garbage.
I fully cleaned my room for like the first time in forever, and I sorted out my closet. And I mean, me and you, we both collect all whatever consoles and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I literally have it on my shelves now. I'll take a picture for you later or something. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
I literally have like all the handhelds that I have kind of lined up and stuff in order of how they came out, and I have consoles sitting there like
That's cool. It's like your little
all the
museum.
original stuff. I got Dreamcast, N64, Super Nintendo, regular NES, Xbox 360. Well, Xbox and Xbox 360, PS3, PS2, PS1.
Nice.
All that. But yeah, look into the Persona 3 also.
I definitely might.
But anyway, Persona. Also, Tearaway. Tearaway is a very nice game for PS Vita. I'm hoping to get it soon.
I have it for PS4.
It utilizes the back touch.
Wait, which one do I have? I have...
Tearaway was for PS4.
Yeah, but
So you might have it.
I have the enhanced remake sequel.
Oh god, I don't know.
Tearaway Unfolded, I think it's called?
You might be right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's over here.
You know what it is? All of a sudden, Sony gets really cute with their titles, where they're like, "Well, if it's on the different console or whatever,
They have,
we're
like,
going
a
to call
little,
it
like-
slightly different,"
Exactly.
which makes my life so much more complicated. But
No, it makes it worse, too, because they have day one editions. So, like, you can get, like, Little Big Planet 3 for the PS4, and then it's, like something... It's not called, like, day one edition. It's called, like, something else. So, it's, like, it's another subtitle. So, I have Tearaway Unfolded, the uncrafted version. Like, it's something, like, else on top of that.
oh my god, it's like you're cracked but whole.
We're not
Anyway.
there yet.
No, interesting name. Anyway, so Sir Kenneth,
Yes.
in maybe quicker amount of time, but I don't know, your call.
Yes,
What have
because-
you been playing, man?
More Overwatch all day, every day. I try to get at least...
Didn't they come out with ranked?
For PC, the update for the PS4 is not out yet. It'll come out like the next day or two, I think. Or maybe out already. I don't know. I'm so.
I mean, because I hear you are the best player in all of Long Island. So
I am not the best player in all Island, but I'm pretty damn good with the characters I use.
So I'm waiting to see what your rank's going to be, man.
Yeah, I'm excited too to see how it actually turns out.
I don't even know how the ranking system works, but
Neither do I.
Do it.
Well, apparently you can unlock some like cool golden guns and new stuff through the ranked mode, so I'm excited for that
My
stuff.
boy Winston. Okay.
Boo! Fuck
Anyway.
Winston.
He's so broken.
I hate
He's
Winston so
broken.
No, on console, the most broken character is Torbjorn, the little like turret dwarf guy.
Oh, yo, you put him there, you leave, you get 5 kills.
He's getting nerfed on console because they realize that people playing on console don't have the accuracy of PC players. So if you're using Torbjorn, who has perfect, like, he will not ever miss
with the turret.
Exactly, he won't miss. He has pinpoint accuracy to match that of a PC player. On console, it doesn't work, so people are just getting wiped out by teams of nothing but Torbjorn. Torbjorns will go to the loading area, just put all their turrets on the area, the cart you have to push.
Oh, right.
And you can't you can't do anything. It's ridiculous.
That's when the phrase "get wrecked, kid."
Oh,
comes out.
it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. So he's getting nerfed, thank God. So that's Overwatch. I picked up Kirby Planet Robobot.
Is that one of those classic? I bought it. It's still in its wrap on the floor of my room.
No, I bought it and beat the entire thing.
When did it come out?
2 weeks ago.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
How was it?
Fantastic game.
Really?
Really, really, really good. It uses
Mecha Kirby.
Yeah, dude, the Mecha Kirby, it sounds like such a stupid idea at first, but then when you actually get into the actual idea, it's very, very cool. Because just like Kirby, you suck up enemies' abilities, and the mech transforms to those abilities. So at first, like, okay, you suck up the rock guy, and Kirby gets giant, like, cinder block hands. You suck up, like, the beam guy, and Kirby gets a little beam. You suck up a cutter, and his 2 arms become 2 cutting blades. But then you suck up the jet, and the entire mech turns into a jet, and the game becomes a side scrolling shoot 'em up game, like like those old like where the ships come at you from the side.
I'm never a big fan of those.
It's I'm not saying like the really really tough ones, like the extreme Japanese ones, but like when they're like little extra modes in games, I find them really fun. And like when Kirby sucks up the wheel ability, the mech turns into a hot rod, and then it becomes a car racing game. It's very
cool.
It's very very cool. It's like that. You suck up the umbrella, and the entire mech turns into like a helicopter, so you can fly indefinitely, and the blades hurt people.
And this was for 3DS, right?
It's for 3DS. It uses the Triple Deluxe engine too, which is so like you can tell like they didn't like rush this game out, but like the assets are clearly being reused. Everything now just has like a little like cyborg attachment. It's like the Wild D's have like these like brain like robot chips on, so they're being mind controlled and stuff like that. But the game was super good. The music was excellent. Like it was fun. It was not that easy, not that challenging. Like it was like right in the middle of where a good Kirby game should be. And like the final, like the last like battle was like one of the best boss battles. I don't know why, but Kirby boss battles are always really really epic, and they have no right to be. So the entire like final,
epic yarn.
The entire final battle of the Kirby game was just amazing. And then once you beat the game the first time, you unlock Meta Knight, and then you play the game through a second time on like a speedrunner mode with Meta Knight. It like, keeps your time. And then you unlock all these extra secret bosses and extra secret story. And the story, I'm not going to reveal the end, because at the end, the final boss, he's actually a connection to a bad guy from one of the first Kirby games ever. And like the Kirby like universe has never had like that tight of a storyline. But, like, the implications at the end of this game to what all the other Kirby games are, mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, again, like, I highly recommend it if you like the Kirby games for the handheld. It's not going to take you forever to beat. You'll probably beat it in, like, a week or so, like it took me. I played it, like, in little spurts here and there. But, really, really solid game. I was very happy with it.
Very nice.
And I also picked up Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix. This was released.
That was very interesting.
Yes, we'll get into this more later on. I'll mention it now. This was announced. It was announced during Nintendo's Treehouse during E3, saying it's out today. And as soon as it said out today, I was on the eShop downloading it.
Oh dear God!
I love the Rhythm Heaven games.
Did you buy it purely due to the announcement, the series, or the girl playing the Bat game?
I like the series.
Good answer.
Yeah, no, that's really all it was. I didn't even see on the Treehouse them playing it. I saw like on Twitter, like, oh, Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix announced now in eShop. I was like, what? And I quickly went and got it. I didn't even see it play.
The girl was better than I thought she would be.
Better as in looking or good at the game?
Good at the game.
Unfortunate. Okay.
Yes, but you know, they just had annoying commentary.
Oh yeah, well,
that's the problem with the Treehouse people.
We'll get save it. We'll get into it a little bit. So that's what I've been playing. But before we jump into all the E3 talk, I just want to talk about One Piece really quickly, because we're officially done with Dressrosa. We are in the new season. Josh, what did you think of the end of Dressrosa? Were you satisfied?
Honestly, they broke plot. Not broke plot. They broke continuity.
How?
Which actually really bothered me. They had, well, because I thought they all went out to sea already. They were already starting to leave, right? And they did this whole whatever with the episode, and Luffy's like, no, don't just join my crew, but follow me, whatever, if you want. Do whatever you want, right? In that episode, you have all the, like, 7 little leader people, right? Including one is the Tontata people. Yeah. Leo. Then all of a sudden, I was thinking, okay, so they're all sailing out or something. And then somehow in the episode, they show Leo at the castle.
No,
in Dressrosa, like, hey.
They were all partying on the what's his name?
Well, no. But before that, I thought they were still already in the process of leaving.
No. They pledged their.
They never left.
They pledged their allegiance to Luffy. They were like right on the outskirts of.
They left.
Yeah, they like. Remember how like the guy had set up like the 200 ships to make that bridge out to there? Yeah. So they got to the ship and just stopped there. So they're right on the outskirts.
They never left that whole time.
No, they were on the outskirts of Dressrosa.
I feel like that's kind of a dumb move. Well, you're still staying at the scene of the crime.
Well, no, because They figured they were out far enough where no one could see them. They pledged allegiance to Luffy. They had the party, and they all went their separate ways. Luffy.
I know, but you know what it is? I get caught up because the whole Dressrosa thing. What happened in 3 days?
Technically, yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
And like, so I watched that episode. I'm like, okay, they had to have left already. Like, I don't know. True, that probably honestly only took up 2 minutes of One Piece time, not us watching time.
Exactly.
Anyway, so but aside from that, yeah, I mean, I like the close to it. Honestly, I mean, I had almost like a Kingdom Hearts 3 announcement reaction to Luffy getting all of a sudden these allies.
I know, right?
I thought that was really cool.
It's such a cool idea. What'd you think
aside
of
from that, I don't like the fact that no one ever dies in One Piece.
Okay,
because
that's going too broad. What you?
Doflamingo is still alive.
Yes, he's being brought to impel down.
No, but he's like perfectly healthy, trying to like get out. I'm like, oh my.
His strings heal himself. Remember, they stitch together his organs, make him feel better.
Yeah, but he was technically poisoned, and it was that they would delay it, but like he was still hurt, and it's just like, nope.
Save it. But at the end, he's being pursued by someone in a ship named Jack.
Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow, man.
This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Did you watch all of those?
What, the Long Island?
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
I never watched like the last 2 or something.
The new one's coming out soon.
There's a new one?
Next year, yeah.
Really?
Dead Men Tell No Tales. Bringing back Will's character too. After he was
Don't remember who that is.
Will is the one. It's what's his name? Not Johnny Depp.
Will Arnett?
Orlando Bloom.
You called him Will?
That's his name in the movie.
Oh.
Will Turner.
I thought he was Captain Jack Sparrow.
That's Johnny Depp.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, who'd you say?
Orlando Bloom.
Are those not the same person? No. Wait, what the heck? Wait. Wait. What? Wow, that's a different guy. Wow, okay. First of all, Orlando Bloom looks like Kit Harington. What is going on? Oh my god. These people are so generic looking nowadays.
Orlando Bloom, Johnny Depp, and Keira Knightley are the 3 stars of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
God's name is Keira Knight. Is that a girl?
That's the female.
Oh, I thought you said Kieran.
Keira.
Okay. You know, Kieran is not a popular name at all.
It is not. We're going completely off track here, Josh.
Yeah. Okay. So we have One Piece.
All right. So Captain Jack is in pursuit of Doflamingo. You don't know who that is yet.
Correct. But you do.
Yes, I do. What do you think of the Going Luffy Senpai?
Choking on pineapple juice. Okay, so it was funny because you totally were just like, "Yep, I do."
Yep.
What do I think of who?
The Going Luffy Senpai.
Cabin Boy?
Bartolomeo's ship is called
Cabin Boy's ship.
Yeah, the Going Luffy Senpai.
Yeah, I love it.
It's amazing, right?
I would live there. It was just okay. The really funny thing was when it started hailing, and they call the grandma.
Yes.
And the grandma's like, "Now take a bag and rub it on the deck or whatever." And he's rubbing gum.
You guys had chewing gum on your deck, right? Yeah. Okay. Take the hail and freeze the gum, and then get it off the deck.
Oh,
more glue. Great. Yeah, that's great. That moment where they call the grandma, that's in the manga too. I was really afraid they were going to lose that part. It's like one panel, but I'm glad they kept that in and mixed it into the filler.
It was really funny.
What'd you think of?
I like the touches. I like the fact that what was it? They were like, or Frankie complimented him saying that I love how nerdy your details are or something like that.
It's the dedication to like the small details. It's super.
And then Usopp was like, how does a nerd impress a pervert or something like that?
Yes, that's a great line.
I was like, oh god.
What'd you think of the new wanted posters? No, the new wanted posters.
Okay, I love the fact that they referenced the old ones and how they referenced that Sanji actually got a picture. Mm-hmm. And they were like, when did Nami get a chance to take that picture? And then
all the pictures
Brooke is like, music poster, music whatever concert.
Dude, his is
something.
awesome. I love his new Wano poster. They just took the poster and just made it that.
I think Luffy could honestly have 1 billion instead of 500 million.
Yeah.
Based on what he's done.
Didn't you like Robin's reaction? Like, oh no, it went up.
You were really gonna say Nico Robin?
Yeah, I was gonna. Sorry.
Kinda. Her reaction to what?
Her bounty went up, and she's like, oh no, it went up. Like she says it like so like unfazed.
Yeah.
And Frankie,
I mean, that's just
Frankie's mad because he's the only one there who's not above the 100,000 mark, whatever.
Yeah, but then they're like, well, Chopper.
Chopper went up 50 berries.
Chopper doubled. Let's be fair here. He doubled his bounty. And he wasn't even present. That's how good he is.
Exactly.
He was freaking out on a boat.
But now, what do you think about Sanji's poster?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I missed the fact that it's the drawing.
No, what the other detail they pointed out.
The fact that it was... Oh,
everyone
he's wanted alive.
Everyone's wanted dead or alive, or Sanji's now
Except for
only
Sanji
wanted
because
alive.
Some girl thing.
Some girl thing?
Like, yeah, that's what they joked about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, clearly you know more than me.
Well, no, I'm trying... Why do you think he's only alive now?
Well, because... Some girl.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just want to know your pick. Like, I just want to know if you had a theory or anything.
No. Violetto?
No.
No idea.
Okay. Don't worry about it then.
Should I?
I just... You shouldn't. I just want to know if you had a theory. Why?
You know the answer.
I know the answer, yes.
You and you're reading ahead, man.
Dude, the manga is getting so effing good right now.
Don't you like to just sit back and watch?
Yes.
And by sit back and watch, I mean read subtitles the entire.
Like, here's the thing. So now we're in a filler arc. So this Silver Mine stuff, this is all brand new.
Filler arc. Okay, yeah.
Shut up. This is all new to me. So like watching this now, it's like, okay, cool. I can watch the anime again. This is still like new stuff to me. So this whole thing of like Luffy and Bartolomeo being off on their own, and all this stuff with the silver mine is leading into Film Gold.
How clever!
Like, you know that guy at the end with the big head who falls to the floor?
Sir, yes, sir.
He's been in all the promo art for Film Gold. And at the end, Bill mentions, like, make sure you take this silver to our benefactor and send him my thanks. I think the benefactor is the villain from Film Gold.
Bill Cipher.
No.
But yeah, Luffy goes down way too easily, though.
Like, put him in a silver ball.
I mean, to be fair, he jumped on a piece of meat out in the ocean
with a giant fishing rod.
Yeah.
It really is honestly the definition of filler. Like, it's so, I don't know. Cause
they're gonna win somehow.
Yeah, because in the manga they get on Bartolomeo's ship, and then it cuts them arriving at the next arc area. So, so they picked a good place to add the filler in. Just it's like, let's get to the next area.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Anyway, Kenneth.
Before we move on, let's talk about, we have a new opening now too. Opening 19, We Can.
It doesn't do it for me.
Really?
Nope. You were hyping that up like it was like...
Because we haven't had a new opening in 70 episodes.
You were partying like it was 1999. Yeah, it was like...
Okay, what didn't you like about it?
I mean, I've only watched it one time. But I didn't have that like, whoa, that's so cool. The animation stuff was nice to watch. But the song itself did nothing. I don't know. Didn't feel anything. But... I do admit with the like 2 openings ago or something, it had to really grow on me. And then I actually really came to like it. So it might be one of those things.
Well, I got excited for this one because this is the same person who did the original We Are. That's the first One Piece opening. They also did We Go, which was the first opening back after the time skip.
I love that opening.
The da-da-da-da-da, break of romance down. That like entire jump start. If you wanna be the world that's unbelievable. Okay, we can't do this again. We did this last time. I got there's certain parts we just know like the exact words. Okay, but I love the new opening. I do admit with you the song. It took me like one or two listens to actually enjoy the song because
that's the thing.
It wasn't as catchy to me. Like Hard Knock Days was very very catchy because the hook, like the bridge of the song was really really good. Where the bridge of this one is too far between and not as strong, but overall it works really well. Visually, I thought it was. I thought it was amazing. Again,
I agree with that.
You don't read the manga, so like a lot of the things that you saw, like they did their job of like here's some scenes from the upcoming arc that have like tantalized you. So would you like from purely a visual standpoint, what were you intrigued by?
I mean, I'm always a sucker for just showing the crew, like the little silhouettes. Not silhouettes, but like they're when they pose together. Yeah.
Like I thought
that's all I mainly remember.
Like the one scene that made my jaw just absolutely drop was when they're standing like in that void with all the poneglyphs flying by, and Robin like it zooms in on Robin's face. That was a really cool shot. The entire crew fighting Kaido's group and that giant mammoth. And like all like
that was interesting.
The beast things, and then it cuts to it showed a silhouette of the new island that they're going to be on for the next arc. It showed Luffy riding on a big like alligator looking thing with two new characters. There was a dog person and a bunny person.
That's just Brownbeard. Let's be real.
No, it's not Brownbeard. It showed all the new characters for the upcoming arc, which is really cool to me.
Yeah. I like that.
It's nice from my standpoint because I've known these characters now for about a year from reading the manga. It was just really nice seeing like things like animated in action. Some of the animation I didn't like. Like there were some shots I paused on where the animation was actually really 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 bad. Like I don't know if you've only seen it once. I've watched it probably like a couple dozen times. But that one shot where they're all like sliding into place. Like a PowerPoint, right, where they fight Kaido and his men.
Like a PowerPoint.
That's what it looked like. Pause on that final screen and look at Brook's face. It looks like they didn't even like draw Brook's face properly. Like it looks like looks like three holes, just like I don't know. You'll see when you look at it closely.
Well, time to look.
Are you actually look it up?
Anyway, yeah.
Here, let me get it for you. I can pinpoint it.
Tongahi oh nahi nahi. Do you like mahi mahi?
Mahi mahi tuna?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I am exactly...
Wait, were you linking me? Should I be looking?
A minute and 37 seconds in.
Break of romance. Alright, wait. So I see... I'm watching this in slow-mo or something?
No, just look at Brook's face at 137.
Well, the way I saw... I'm going to slow this down to 0.25.
No, just pause.
No. I mean, I don't see it.
That looks pretty bad.
Him standing there?
Look at his face.
Well, yeah. It's clearly not done that well, but he's there.
Oh, yeah, just... His face stood out to me right away.
Well, it's not 137. He's there for like a good 3 seconds.
That's just why I paused it. He slides in at exactly 136.
I thought you were saying the animation of the slide, and I'm like, that's hard to tell.
The drawing of his face.
It's literally just him standing there.
Yeah, but his face looks bad.
It's not great. It's not great. Could be better.
Yeah.
I still like him.
I like the water gun scene though, and they showed how like Robin could hold like 9 guns.
Oh yeah, I like that water gun.
Her arms. Like again, that water gun. That was a piece of spread cover art from the manga a couple episodes back. A couple of issues back, like on the Shonen Jump.
I guess
cover.
everyone loved that issue.
From what I can tell from the whole, people really hate this opening They're
See?
complaining about the animation. They think the song is really good, but the animation is really lacking because it's too many still images that are slightly moving.
It's okay. We only have to deal with it for like another year. Then
50 episodes.
See.
It's usually every 50 they switch it up. Except that one time. Except that one time we only had the opening for 3 episodes.
Of Romance. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, I want to talk about that a little bit. Let's jump into E3 because we spent too long on something else. All right. Shmee 3 2016. We expected a big letdown, and for the most part, I was pretty happy with it.
Well, yes.
How
weird.
Did you feel,
Josh? Because I didn't know what to expect, and I was like, not bad. It was also, at the time, I was like in between stuff, like work-wise and things, so I was busy like around the house. I was cleaning my room and stuff, and I had it on, and when it was like a game I was interested in or a new thing, I'd look over, I'd watch for a bit, take some breaks, so it was kind of nice. Good timing for me, actually. But
it was nice that Bethesda and EA, they were done on Sunday, like before even E3 started.
Yeah, because we didn't want to watch them.
And then everything else was done on Monday, and then Nintendo took over Tuesday. So like it was all pretty much condensed into those 3 days, 1 day on a weekend, 2 during the weekday. It wasn't drawn out too bad. It was pretty good overall, I think.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who did what.
We're about to go into each conference.
You got rid of some of my notes.
I had to rearrange things.
Yeah, but that means you dropped. You dropped some.
You can fill them in as we go along.
I don't remember where I put them.
They weren't that good then. So basically what I did for our outline is I took all the E3 conferences and listed them from worst to best. Now, Josh, just by looking at this list, did I go in the right order in your mind? I know you were having debate that Sony should have won E3, but you said that Nintendo had more stuff you were interested in. So overall, I think the general consensus of the JK podcast is Nintendo won E3 overall.
You know what? Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start off with the very worst then. EA.
Did not realize they had a conference.
They were the first conference of E3, and they were the worst.
Well, didn't that FE game actually look pretty decent?
Okay, here's the thing. The FE game, Fee, or Fey actually is pronounced.
Isn't it like Fez, but more improved or something?
No, not at all.
Not the guy from that 70s show. But wasn't that game called Fez?
There was a game called Fez. This has nothing to do with Fez whatsoever.
Then maybe this game deals with the guy from that 70s show.
No, Fey... Oh my god, Josh. Fey is like if you took Ori and the Blind Forest and mixed it with Journey.
The band?
No, the game.
Oh.
Just a small town... mystical fairy living in a lonely forest.
Hello, Peter.
I was not expecting that.
Really? Wow.
I thought you were just going to say, okay, anyway, move on.
I gotta acknowledge, come on.
I went
to all your high school plays, man.
You did, thank you.
That doesn't relate exactly.
It doesn't, but you always slide that in as like a weird, like, semi-way to get like a thank you out of me, because it did mean a lot.
Is this the part where I start going in this, like, love me? Start, like, yelling that or something? Oh,
no,
God.
Save that for when we get to Paper Mario Color Splash.
No, honestly, can I preview this for everyone? I think we should honestly do a separate recording of that, because...
Of the Color Splash?
Yes, because do you know how many views those rants get?
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. Those things get you a lot of views.
Maybe when we get to that point, I'll cut that audio out separately and release as a separate video, too, of just the rant.
Honestly, please do, because those things get thousands of views.
All right, we're talking about EA, though. EA.
You have to type in all caps, I hate new Paper Mario, like, or something like that.
No, that's clickbait. I don't like clickbait.
No, but you get thousands of views.
Okay, fine. Maybe.
Or just call it Paper Mario Color Splash Rant.
Okay, yes. That's exactly what we'll call it.
Beautiful. Anyway.
EA.
Right. So FE. It looks like a game that's like Limbo.
Well, it's the art style. It has nothing to... It plays nothing like Limbo. We'll get to that in a little bit, too, though.
Oh yeah, this game looked interesting.
Well,
I was intrigued.
Here's the thing. This was the most interesting game at EA's conference, and here's the thing. It's not an EA game. It's an indie game being published by EA. So EA had nothing to do with this game besides the fact that they're publishing it. And it's going to be on every other platform. Like, it has nothing to do with EA whatsoever. And this was the most interesting game at their conference. In my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Like they announced Titanfall 2, which it got leaked a day or two beforehand. And Titanfall 2, it looks much better than Titanfall 1. It has a story mode in it now. And the story mode actually looks really, really good for Titanfall 2. And the combat was improved. It's been on every console now. It's not only on Xbox One. It's going to be on PS4, Xbox One, PC, you name it. So Titanfall 2 looks like they're doing everything right with it, but like besides that, EA was all sports, soccer. Like that one actor guy came out and like, I love to play the game of soccer. It's my passion.
I didn't even watch it. I did not even tune in.
They brought this guy. He was clearly an actor. He wasn't actually a soccer player. It came out into this big passionate speech about like how it's his dream to play soccer. He's going to take you on the journey with him through the dream, because now there's a career mode in FIFA 16 or 17 or whatever it's called.
There's always been.
No, it's like a story career mode.
Well, there's always been in the NBA 2K stuff.
Oh, no. But this is the first time that a FIFA game's getting it.
I don't know. I did not tune into this conference. I watched like some sort of highlight, something or other with the game trailers.
It was
and
really,
I was like, oh,
it was
that
sad.
thing looks cool.
There was so much pressure on EA because they were first to go, and they just really they shit the bed. They kicked their pants.
Could reference someone, but interesting. Thank you.
So, Josh, anything out of EA that you found noteworthy? Again, Titanfall and Faye.
Just the FE.
Yeah.
Iron.
Exactly that. The game's called Iron.
I do know where we could get some iron water.
Shut up. All right, let's move right on to Ubisoft, who was, again, not the worst.
Yo, my girl.
Aisha Taylor?
Tyler.
Yeah.
Aisha Tyler. Yo, she's great.
She's amazing. I just feel bad that she's
highly confused at that first sequence, even though they were promoting the Just Dance thing.
Dude, that first sequence was so bad because they did.
Hold on.
They did the Just Dance stuff, and then like while all the actors were still like on stage in costume, Aisha Taylor started talking about
Tyler.
Alicia Tyler started talking about the shootings in Florida.
Correct.
And like I think it was like a giraffe or like a bear, like looks sad behind her. Like, wow, that's really inappropriate.
No, I thought that was the whole point.
No, that was so bad.
No, it drives it home.
No, that blew. Oh, Josh, you didn't see the reaction on the internet after that happened. People were saying that was just completely insensitive. They should wave everything and move up, all like the colorful, silly characters to move off stage for talking about something serious like that. Like every other company, they address it during their press conferences. Ubisoft did it with like the animals and the dancers on stage, and like, oh, it was horrible.
I thought it was fine. Reinforced it.
Oh,
it's weird because no one cared on Twitch chat. That's all I care for my reactions.
It blew up later.
You must have read some sort of Reddit something.
No, it's just
people on Reddit try and be more sensitive. I don't know why.
No, Twitter actually, but
Twitter's even worse. Oh, you just have random activist people being like, "I hate everything because all you people don't do it right." I don't know. It was fine. They addressed whatever. They thought it would be.
It was nice they addressed it. Just I felt like they did it. Like should have just waited. Like
because it was the audience who was. Because it probably affected the dancers. Like I don't know. It just
Josh, please don't defend this. Just let's move on past it.
Oh my god.
Watch Dogs 2.
That looked really good.
Looks a lot better than Watch Dogs 1, which was a big flop for them.
Looked a little repetitive, but I think it could be a pretty decent game.
I like the more colorful setting. Like the first one was like in like Chicago and it was like all dark and gray and whatnot. This one is like
that's real life to Chicago, but
exactly. Well, this one's in San Francisco now, much brighter. Waters, the bridge, like just a lot more like color. Looked like a lot more fun actually. So
sure.
They announced Grow Up, which was the sequel to Grow Home. Give
me a break.
Did you play Grow Home?
No.
It's a really cute little game. So I'm happy it's getting a sequel.
I saw this guy come out like he was proud of this, and I was like, "Get off the stage!" That was. Like,
it's because the guy who did
what the heck is that?
The guy who did Grow Home, he made it by himself. He was making a physics engine for Ubisoft for one of their games, and after the engine was done, he's like, "You know what? I can make a game out of just the physics engine alone." And that's
That sounds entirely like how Paper Mario Color Splash was.
Shut the we'll get there. Hold on to it. Hold on. We'll get there. We'll get there. But he made that game called Grow Home. It was actually really fun, really, really cute. And now Grow Up looks like a full-fledged game based off that first one.
Yeah.
They showed off the South Park, the fractured butthole. And honestly,
you have to really pause. It's the fractured, butt, B-U-T, space, hole, as in I ate a whole pizza pie.
Good save there.
No. No, in terms of appropriateness or not, I was just like, wait, what was I going to say?
So the fractured butthole, absolutely amazing. This is one of the best games at E3 for me.
Yeah, I can sum it up. Oh no, I'll sum up what Twitch chat liked in the end. It was literally 3 things that Twitch chat liked over the course of E3. I love how I'm really excited to see the Twitch chat reactions to things, just because they're always so trolly. But people loved this game on Twitch chat, which means something. But also, South Park trolls a lot of things, so of course trolly people would like it. But hey, it looked decent. It looked like you would like the game.
Again, it looks impressive from a standpoint where it looks like a South Park episode, just blended perfectly into the game. When they start showing the gameplay demo, and Cartman's to the new kid, have a seat. And if you pick the seat closest to Cartman, he's like, no. Not there. Yeah. No. That's Kenny's seat. And you have to pick the one at the very end of the table. He's okay, what's your Instagram account? Oh my god, you know what Instagram is. Okay, I'll make you a Instagram account right now.
That's the thing. It's like exact writing that South Park would do on their show. Well, yeah, because into a game, and it's South Park humor is almost like Family Guy humor.
Oh, don't even compare those two. Completely different.
Well, either way, you like it, and you will get it. You will love it. I think it looks intriguing. I just like that they're tackling. I can't play it. They're tackling superheroes now too. But the first game was all Lord of the Rings, Wizards and Knights, Paladins, yada yada. That's when they're doing the Marvel franchise. Yeah. And if you buy, I like their storyboarding of their movie careers and stuff.
They have 3 phases. We gotta do it this way. Why isn't there a black guy movie in the first phase? Because Marvel didn't have a black guy movie till phase 3, and they sneaked him in during the first movie.
Oh my god. They had the plan where only 2 people actually had their own independent movie, and then the one guy wanted his own movie, and then he left because he wanted his own thing, and then they all left because they didn't get their own
Why don't I get a movie? You get the Netflix series.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the Netflix series. That was good.
It's fine. I appreciate it. Have fun with your phase 1 bullshit, DC Comics. It's so good. And if you pre-order the game, you get a copy of the first game too for PS4, which is nice.
So I guess you did that.
Well, I already own it, but yeah.
So?
Well, it'll be nice to have the PS4 version of the first game. I'll replay it before the new one comes out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, looks really good. Dude. Also, you added this to the list just now. They showed off. They showed off some Oculus stuff with Ubisoft. Yeah. They showed off the Eagle game. I forget the exact name it's called. Josh just
racing VR.
Even though it wasn't racing, it was capturing the prey and shooting down other players.
Capture the flag.
Yeah, it was capture the flag. It looked interesting. Again, VR. There's a lot of VR at E3. We'll get into that more when we get to probably Sony, but a lot of VR. And this looked interesting. Just the problem that the problem that annoyed me was it was 3v3, so you had 6 people, and they kept cutting back to the people playing the game, and they're all just bobbing their heads around and they looked ridiculous.
I don't know. It's a fun little I'll play that once.
Yeah, it didn't look like a full on game I could enjoy.
It did not sell me.
And then you got to think the logistics too. So that was an Oculus. So that's a PC game. That's a PC gaming setup there. So that means those 6 people all had to buy an Oculus and all have perfect PC setups to play the game together. I mean,
true.
Like that's
well, what bothered me was
that game.
Star Trek mission deck.
Oh my god.
That was just like, hey, would you want to have this on your head and just talk with everyone in a room?
Let's sit in a room with these giant game PCs strapped to the back of our chairs. And that's what it was. If you saw, we never saw the gaming PCs. They were strapped to the back of the chairs they were sitting in. Huh. So like as they like were turning, like you never saw the PC. But like the Oculus
it was literally just, hey, let's sit in the Star Trek deck thing.
Press that button. Pressing button, Captain. Good.
Yeah, pretty much.
You press that button.
Like, come on. Come on.
I mean, like, I know, like, Star Trek fans are probably like, oh, that's so awesome, but, like, you're sitting in a chair in virtual reality.
To give them credit, they brought out the Reading Rainbow guy.
Do you know his actual name, Josh?
I had no idea who it was. People are flipping out. I was like, who is this guy?
How do you not know who he is?
And then it was like, oh, he was some Reading Rainbow thing. I was like, oh.
So, wait, you don't know who he is?
Apparently he was on Star Trek.
LeVar Burton, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know. Whose name is LeVar? The heck? Who cares?
He played Geordi on Star Trek Next Generation, and he is the main host of Reading Rainbow, and he's bringing back Reading Rainbow too.
To be fair, I don't have as significant of a Twitter, YouTube gamer.
This has nothing to do with Twitter presence. Or YouTube. This has nothing to do with any of those things, though. Did you not?
But that's all you.
But did you not watch Reading Rainbow or watch Star Trek growing up?
God, no.
RIP.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I know him, and the entire internet knows him, because people actually watched Reading Rainbow and Star Trek back in the day.
No, people just on Twitch latch on to someone that says something. Let's be real.
You need to get off this Twitch mindset. You are so, like, just a sheep of Twitch. Like, you're just buying and repeating what Twitch says.
No, I love Twitch chat. It's so troll. It's so funny. Telling you.
That's the point of E3,
it's
though.
So
to be
obnoxious. No, it's hilarious.
During E3, you're supposed to be like as snarky as possible to when things are not good, and when things are amazing, you freak the fuck out. That is the two sides of E3. Utter snark or utter freaking outness.
Yeah, I guess. Tune into the Paper Mario.
Oh, Bethesda!
Yo,
listen.
That Elder Scroll Legends, though.
Oh yeah, the card game.
Yeah, it's just Hearthstone, but
with a story mode, which looks really cool.
Well, Hearthstone has a story thing.
No,
solo adventures.
There's an active RPG quest with.
I know, and yeah.
Again,
yeah.
That's just the biggest difference between the two. Otherwise, yes,
the people that care about it, it's Hearthstone with lanes, which just means you have a left and right, and it kind of seems But I signed up for the beta, so hopefully I'll get into the beta.
Ooh, if you do, you gotta talk about it. It definitely looked interesting. Again, like I'm not a big like the online card game stuff. I have played Hearthstone. I do enjoy Hearthstone, but like I never continued past the first expansion. But this looked cool. The fact that there's an actual story mode, that was the most like intriguing part to me. Because
you're always that story mode whatever person, and I'm just like, nah, doesn't matter.
I feel like it's best to learn games through story. So like when you get a brand new game, like if I got the new BioShock, if I jumped right into BioShock's like online multiplayer and had to like learn the guns that way, I'm like, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice. Where if I go through a story where I learn how to play the guns organically, use them in situations where they teach me how to use them, and then go into a multiplayer, I feel it's that much more rewarding in the end. Like,
I beg to differ.
Like Call of Duty every year, you can just jump into the newest Call of Duty without playing the story mode because
I love it.
But at the same time, like the new Call of Duty, the space one, like to learn all the new space guns and space rules, I'd rather learn that in the story mode than jump into online. Like, what the fuck does this do?
They're in space now. I don't know. Okay.
Bethesda also showed off. They announced more DLC for Fallout 4 and Doom, which good for them. Both all looks great. Bethesda, they weren't that strong compared to last year. They dropped like the Fallout 4 news, the Doom news, Dishonored 2. They dropped so many good games last year, like announced them, and Fallout 4 came out and it was good, and Doom came out and Doom was apparently amazing. This year they didn't have that much to show. They started with Quake Champions, aka Quake Overwatch. They showed off a game called Prey, which I thought was a brand new IP. Apparently, it's a sequel/reboot to a game they made a while ago, also called Prey. But this one looked radically different and much more impressive, so that actually looked really cool. It's some kind of weird, like, Bioshocky, Dead Space kind of vibe going on. Like, this guy keeps waking up every day on a space station, gets attacked by, like, these shadow aliens and whatnot.
Dead Space.
Yeah, exactly. It sounded a lot like Dead Space. They announced the Skyrim Remastered, or the Complete Edition.
Doesn't make sense to me, but people still buy it.
Yeah, I'm so, like, again, I played through Skyrim. I enjoyed it. Like, I'm glad, and it's a great game. Don't get me wrong. Just I'm ready for the next Elder Scrolls game, and like they came out today actually and said they're not even like they're not even starting like the pre-production phase yet for new Elder Scrolls. Like, why are you wasting all this time on Skyrim? You did a great job with Skyrim. The new remastering looks amazing, but just move on to the next game.
They got a milk, man, like Ed McMilkin.
How did I?
Yes. So anyway, Bethesda was decent.
They showed way too much Dishonored. Like, I'm excited for Dishonored 2. They showed way too much of it. Like, the last, 30 minutes was all just Dishonored 2. And that guy had the most monotone voice. Like, and now you see here, we have the new lighting elements, which makes the boxes on the water look that much brighter. But in the City of Darkness, things are always around the corner. Like, he just made... Like, he was showing all this cool stuff, just made the game sound so dull. Like, he needs to, be more excited about it. I don't know.
So you're saying I would love this guy speak?
Do you not like enthusiasm?
Hate. No.
Yes, then this conference was all about you then.
I don't know, man. I was only in it for the Elder Scroll Legends.
Gotcha.
Then I tuned out.
Well, let's tune out of Bethesda and move right along then to the big three, because this is where the bulk of our time is.
We've taken our talents to South Beach. Well, didn't land. Okay.
All right. Third place goes to Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, I could say that they tie Sony, but
oh yeah, it definitely could be close. Definitely could be close.
You're the Sony fanboy, so Sony got second.
I'll show you why Microsoft. Because again, Microsoft, when Microsoft first came out, to me they were like that was the best conference to date. So after EA and Ubisoft, Bethesda, after all those, Microsoft that first day was like, oh, Microsoft won. Like it's all good. They started off by announcing the Xbox One S, which is a new Xbox One console, 40% smaller than the current Xbox One, 2TB hard drive, 4K resolution for Blu-ray playing. They removed the Kinect cable, and they included the power brick inside the console now. So usually with an Xbox, you have that big power brick attached to the cable. They've built that into the Xbox now. So no more
Which
big
I would
power
think
brick.
is a smart move.
Very smart move. And yet somehow the console is still nearly almost half the size smaller than the current Xbox One.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
So I'll definitely be picking one up when it comes out in August.
Wow.
Yep.
Really?
Smaller, cheaper, bigger hard drive, 4K. Like, it's everything I would want out of a console like that.
Huh. That's interesting to hear. Okay. So
And some of these
that.
some of these games we're about to talk about, like, just drive it home even more.
I mean, you have Gears of War 4, man.
Ooh, fuck, that looks so good.
I mean, it looks like a Gears of War game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Didn't really change too much, which I don't care. That looks good.
I thought the new bad guys look way too generic. Like, they just look like, random zombie monster-ish kind of thing. Like,
okay, I don't remember exactly what they look like.
They didn't, like, that was the only thing that stuck out to me. Like, oh, that doesn't look that good. Everything else looked great, though. Like, the weather effects, the physics engine, all look great. were playing as Marcus Phoenix's son in this game, but at the end of the trailer, they showed old Marcus Phoenix when they opened the door. So, like, what the fuck is going on story-wise? That's pretty cool.
No, I mean, basically, it's oh wow, I can't think of his name. So never mind. I was gonna say, oh god, what is the old Cranky Kong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like
I was sitting there in the rocking chair.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Never mind. It was bad.
No, I can see what you're saying.
Because he used to be the DK guy, then he was just like, he got old.
Yeah.
Now the regular DK guy, and then
that was a theme this year with like characters we used to play as now old. Like we'll get to Kratos a little bit in the Sony conference, but another thing,
I feel like you cried during that.
We saw
declined to comment.
Save it. We saw actual gameplay of Recore. This was a trailer they showed off last year, which this looked really cool. A third person action game where like the core, like you have a bunch of like companion cores, and then you can take them out of their like, so you can have your core inside a dog, and then you come across a giant robot. You can take the core out of the dog and put it in the robot, and then like
it's like recoring. Hey.
Exactly. It looked pretty cool.
Interesting.
Did you see it or?
Nope.
Oh god. Rare shut off their new game, Sea of Thieves, which is the pirate game.
Absolutely terrible.
The game itself, only sounds fun if you have like 4 friends to play it with. They got like 4 faux YouTubers like pretend to do a let's play.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was so scripted and just so bad.
It was like, hey man,
oh no, the boat is sinking.
Wouldn't it be fun if we crashed the boat?
Let's all share a drink.
Where it's like, hey, he got off. He got off. Let's leave without him.
Where do you think you're going? Come back here. Oh, no.
First of all, they had incredible video quality for their cams.
Yeah, right.
They had incredible voice quality.
All the best microphones.
And the graphics look kind of plain.
It looked very cartoony Rare, not like pushing the engine at all. Again, it looks like it's going to be fun to play with friends, but like in terms of video game quality, not amazing.
But good luck having friends to buy the game.
Yeah, only on Xbox One and Microsoft. We should talk about that now. Like Microsoft's big push with all their games was if you can play on Xbox One, you can play it on your PC. And if you start on your PC, you can go back and forth and vice versa. That is a amazing thing that all companies need to get on board with.
Because that makes so much sense.
It's definitely easiest for Microsoft to be the first one to start this off because
they are the ones with the PC stuff.
Yeah, they own Windows, they own the Xbox, like they know how to do it. But like the fact that okay, you buy this on Xbox One, get a copy of it free for Windows that you can play back and forth with.
It's an incredible move because for someone that builds their own computer and they're like, well, I wanted to play this Xbox One game or something. They're like, well, I could actually play it now on my computer. When
they were showing off the new Forza game, and one person was on an Xbox, one person was on a Surface, one person was on a laptop, one person was on a PC, and one person was using their Oculus, and they were all on the exact same server playing together. Mm. That's amazing.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That is literally the dream for gaming across all platforms.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think some people, it hasn't really set in yet, that whole functionality element, because people are just like, show me the games. But like honestly, that's a really important piece because I think if people actually consider that would put them way ahead in the market of sales, because forget console sales, you can just sell tons of games that way, right?
The problem is there's still the stigmatism behind, like, when Windows back in the day had, like, games for Windows Live, where it was a completely separate market, had its own Xbox Live account, had its own achievements. It was a completely separate entity, so you could never do anything practical with it. But now that it's all together, it's like, why wouldn't you?
Well, that's the thing. I just think people are being slow to catch on how good that is.
Exactly.
I think it's just a time factor, but I think it's an incredible move.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the more games that support that, the better. Which it looks like almost most of the big titles tonight did support that feature.
Correct.
We saw the new game from Platinum, Scalebound. They showed off the trailer for this last year, and this was the first gameplay of it. Looks okay.
Don't even remember it, so I guess it wasn't that memorable.
It's the kids putting on the headphones and fighting dragons.
Don't remember.
Basically, it looked like a Monster Hunter, Dark Souls-y-esque battle where it was this giant enemy crab, and these guys were fighting with their dragons, like as their partners, and then they could fuse with their dragons to get scale armor, aka Scalebound, and then like power up and attack. It's Platinum Games, and they've made amazing games. I don't know if I'm sold on this one yet.
Wait, what has Platinum made? Why does that sound so familiar?
Bayonetta. They made the Legend of Korra game. They made the Transformers game, the TMNT game, not My Number 9, The Wonderful 101. They worked on the new Star Fox.
Okay, I'm giving Platinum way too much credit. Okay, never mind.
Mad World, Infinite Space, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. No, they're regarded as a really good company.
Yeah.
You could say that, okay, Legend of Korra and Transformers weren't the best, and Star Fox didn't do that well, but at the same time, Star Fox wasn't all them. They came in to assist. So imagine how it would have been without them. And Legend of Korra and Transformers. I've heard Transformers is actually really good. Legend of Korra is apparently crap, though. Everything else on this list that they've done is really, really good. Very well received, anyway.
Wait a second. Speaking of Legend of Korra, shows that you like, and then going to movies, and then going to Ellen DeGeneres, did you not see Finding Dory yet?
I saw it.
Oh. Never mind.
We skipped over movies.
Well, I didn't see it. But I didn't
even put it on the list, but...
Did you like it?
Oh, it's fantastic. I cried.
Was it as hyped up as everyone was hyped up?
Oh, yeah. Cried the entire time. Because it did the thing where usually the sad part's at the very beginning and the very end. Finding Dory keeps bringing up the sad part over and over again throughout the movie. So just when you thought, like, okay, I'm good. Oh, God, they're showing the scene again.
My girl Ellen, what's she doing?
She was she was great. She was
dancing. She was probably dancing as she was recording that.
Most likely for some things.
Anyway, okay.
Then Xbox showed off. This is not a...
See, now, speaking of happy people, we have the game We Happy Few.
Did you watch this?
One of the worst names I've ever heard in my life. Also, I thought this was a sequel to Fallout. I was like, oh, it's the next Fallout game? They were in a vault, and then they were...
No, they're not in a vault. They're in an office building.
Yeah, they were in a vault, and then... It had the same exact...
Don't shit on this game, Josh. This game looks amazing.
It had the same exact...
It had a Bioshock vibe.
Like, graphic interface as Fallout, where it's like, oh, I want to take this.
It's an indie game.
It looked like Fallout. So I guess that's a compliment. They did a nice job. But bizarre story. Yeah,
that game, it reminded me very much of Bioshock.
It reminded me very much of Fallout.
Well, just
because there were such old technologies with things dusted over, and it was like, oh, this random newspaper in a jukebox looking thing that he flipped through, and then it's like, oh, you gotta take your happy pills.
You gotta take your joy.
It's like, do you want to take one?
Well,
not?
Did you even listen to
not?
Did you even listen to what the story was?
They take the thing, and if not, it looks like people are just literally eating people or something.
Oh my god.
Or something. It was like he didn't take the pill, and then they showed what actually was happening.
No, the game is set in a alternate reality back in 1964, where a Nazi Germany invaded England during World War II, and in order to get rid of the Nazis, England did something very, very bad, and it was so bad that the entire nation, they were committing suicide over how bad what they did was to the Nazis, that they developed this new pill called Joy, which makes you forget those unhappy memories and makes you feel good. And those who don't take their medicine are called downers. So in our game...
Debbie, yeah.
Yeah. So in our game, our character stops taking the joy, and we realize, there's that scene where, they're all bashing the piñata, and he's been off his joy for so long that the piñata is actually just a rat they're bashing with a bat, and they're eating the blood and the guts, because they don't see a rat, they see a piñata and candy.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
That's amazing.
That's horrifying.
It's such a cool concept.
No, that's one of those, get me out of here. I don't want to watch this anymore. This is Fallout all over again.
Yeah, kind of survival horror. It's not Fallout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Same game.
No, it's not. It's not even close.
I don't want to play it. Those games scare me.
I ain't gonna play
like
that.
those
I am very excited for that.
I get so scared at those games. Don't like it. Oh,
Also, in their indie showcase, they showed off Cuphead, which looks good. I'm hearing some very mixed things about it, but looks good.
people were like, it's literally too hard,
Not,
which is interesting.
Not that. It's the fact that when they first made Cuphead, it was only gonna be boss battles, and then we saw on our last show we talked about how they had a platforming into Cuphead. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the platforming is balls.
No, I heard it's very hard.
Yeah, hard as in like not good platform, like not like it feels like tacked on to where like it's not designed well. Not that it's hard. Like parts of Shovel Knight are hard, but Shovel Knight's designed perfectly. Cuphead, you've never played Shovel Knight, you can't decide.
Yes, I have.
You beat Shovel Knight.
I didn't beat it.
There you go.
Have it.
Okay, so you don't get to talk.
Have it.
So again, like Cuphead's still a while out, so I hope they.
So it's whatever. We'll see.
I hope they take the feedback into consideration because again, like the boss fights are going to be where the main game is. The platform doesn't look like anything special, but I just want the platform to be good at least if they're putting it into the game.
Yeah.
Then they showed the spiritual successor to Limbo called Inside.
Looked fantastic until I realized that was the whole entire demo, or whatever.
Have you seen the actual gameplay though, Josh?
No.
Oh, Joshy.
Baby.
We need to play that, you and me together, because we did Limbo together.
Yeah.
This looks like Limbo 2.0, like, amazingly. Amazingly.
Does this mean we have to play it in the dark again?
We don't have to if you don't want to, because last time we played Limbo, I knew what it was going in, so it was more to scare you. This time I have no idea what to expect, so I think... But I think it's only out on Microsoft systems, if I'm not mistaken.
If it comes out by August, you'll have an Xbox One.
Oh, very true, actually. I didn't think about that. Oh, it's already out. It came out this week, I think.
Already out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to wait a little bit before I get it.
That's all good.
But it looks absolutely amazing. I was watching like the first 5 seconds of the gameplay, and like I don't want to spoil anything, but like you're like a little boy running through, same kind of silhouette kind of design, and then all of a sudden you see like a guy in a truck drive up in like the foreground while you're walking, and the headlights spot you, and the guy gets out of the truck and he has a flashlight and he's chasing you. He comes out of the foreground into like your plane of existence, and he catches you and just chokes you to death. And then, just like Limbo, like, brutal death, then just go right back into it.
Wow.
And it's like puzzly, platformy, really cool art style. No idea what the story's about, and it just looks amazing. Yeah, so it came out today, actually, on Xbox One.
Oh, God. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and it's apparently getting, like, perfect 9s and 10s across the board. And it's the only other game this company's made besides Limbo, so they took their time on this, and it looks fantastic.
There you go.
Yeah. So expect
what?
Sorry. Huh? Expect a Steam Team episode of that in the near future.
True. But now, stepping towards the greatest game that was revealed. Halo Wars 2, man.
Woo!
Real-time strategy game.
Woo!
RTS. Now, I didn't realize that. Halo Wars, the original one, was the best video game, the best RTS video game ever. Like copies-wise sold.
Yep.
I had it. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that great, but people treat this apparently as like legend status. So I was like, oh my God.
It was very good, just very hard to control because again, it wasn't on PC ever. It's coming to PC.
But now it is.
Oh,
that's what I'm really excited about.
Exactly.
Like that's one area where the cross-platform, whatever, like that'd be a great game to play on the PC.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's coming on PC.
Fantastic. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I don't know if it'll be for Mac, but we'll try.
Probably not, actually, now that you mentioned it. Yeah, no, Windows and Xbox One.
By the time you get August,
it'll be Xbox One, exactly. That's not coming until February next year, so. I'm
telling you, man, you got to build a computer, build a PC.
If I have that kind of spare, eventually I do want to build a good gaming PC if I have that kind of spare money, just blow it on.
Yeah.
Because it would be nice to have for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, man, you got to lay off the alcohol. Pours another shot. No.
No, it's Jello. Okay. All right, now let's talk about Microsoft's big boom of an announcement at the end here.
Project Scorpio.
Project Scorpio. Josh, what are your thoughts on Project Scorpio?
I mean, they didn't show me anything. They showed the outline. And it looked fancy. They drew the letters or whatever they did.
Yeah, a very stylized font.
They're not coming out with anything yet. They're just like, hey, we are doing it. Except here's the trademark. Count them. 6 teraflops. Oh my god, the amount of times I heard the word teraflops.
They said it
I've never heard that term in my life before that.
They said it 4 times in that trailer.
I got quite the education on what a teraflop is over the course of E3.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, everyone's talking about that.
But hey, I mean, 6 teraflops, man. Like, I think we're done here. Like, this is like a drop the mic 6 teraflops.
I really hope they don't live that down. It's just
like somewhere.
6. Count them 6 teraflops.
Yeah. Somewhere George Washington's rolling over in his grave or something. But
so this
had almost no reference, but
this is the rumored Xbox 1.5. It's still an Xbox One, but it is a higher, more fidelity console. Capable.
The Xbox One has like 1 point something teraflop. This has 6.
Okay, well, the entire point of Project Scorpio is it is going to be a 4K gaming console. So not just 4K output for video, 4K gaming, which at this point, no machine, console or PC can do properly. Yes. There are some consoles that can kind of do it, with like you have to sacrifice something and all. Like, and for VR, you need the highest quality frame rate and highest quality like image quality that you can to get seamless VR. And that's what the Scorpio is being designed for, to give you the best possible VR technology.
And the whole big interesting thing is that it's been rumored now that this new PlayStation 1 was having like 4.5 teraflop something. And so when Xbox came out and they're like, yo, 6. Everyone's like, oh! So,
like, 6 teraflops is a decent way of measuring how fast and how powerful a console would be. It's still not the end-all, be-all, but it's definitely
it's pretty close. No.
But like,
I don't know.
Now, here's the thing. Like, to get even close to 4K gaming, like, the graphics cards now that stuff like close to $1,000, like, the graphics cards alone that are close to $1,000 don't even do 4K properly yet. How in God's name are they going to have this thing ready for holiday of next year?
$800.
It has to be more. I'm expecting like a $2,000 console.
No way. Actually, no. You might be right. If Steam could get away with trying to sell people on a $2,000 Steam box.
Exactly.
Actually, if you look at the specs of those things, they're not bad.
Oh, no, you're getting something good, just price-wise.
No one buys it.
Exactly. But, like, here's the thing. So this Project Scorpio, they made very clear, this is still an Xbox One. Everything Xbox One that you have will play on Scorpio. And certain games will play better on Scorpio. It'll be built for the Oculus, the HoloLens, like any kind of VR will work with the Scorpio. But it's still an Xbox One. It's like it's a next-gen... it's basically a next-gen console, but it's not a next-gen console.
Well, it's the newer, fancier way. It's like DLC, basically. It's like, we're not moving on, but we're going to add on, and it makes it better.
And, like, they started their conference by announcing a console, the Xbox One S, and then immediately...
And ended by announcing a console.
Exactly! So, like, for them, like... I'm trying to gauge, like, what is their game plan here? Because honestly, like, if people know, like, okay, Scorpio's coming out next holiday, I'm not going to buy an Xbox One now until the new one comes out.
That's why I was shocked. You're like, hey, I'm buying one in August.
Here's I was like, oh. I don't see myself buying a Scorpio because I think it's going to be $3,000. Like, I'm almost certain it's going to be over $1,000. And to me,
do you see yourself buying the Neo?
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, it's depending on the price point. Honestly, like, if it's more than $500, then no. But I'm sold.
Yet they casually announced the PSVR thing at $400.
Well, yeah. Though
casually,
they announced that last year.
Yeah, but they put it in stone.
It was in
Who
stone.
Would pay for that?
A lot of people are. That's a fair price. Dude, how much is the Oculus Rift?
No.
$800.
I'm not buying it to play Star Trek.
That's not for the PlayStation VR.
It's Oculus.
Well, okay, we'll get to PlayStation VR in a little bit, but the PlayStation VR right now is the cheapest option of VR, and it's one of the better ones. They're saying that right now, in terms of like ranking, HTC Vive is number 1.
Hey,
followed by the PlayStation VR,
sure.
Followed by Oculus. Oculus is falling quickly behind in the ranking.
It's all about HoloLens. Come on.
Yes.
I feel like they're just devoting all their energy to the HoloLens.
Well, it's interesting because Microsoft has been pairing their controllers with all the Oculuses being sold. So Oculus is definitely going to be supported by Scorpio probably. And the HoloLens will have VR capabilities. It's really more of an augmented reality headset.
Well, yes. It's totally different. It's not really a gaming thing.
But here's the thing. It may use, like, here's the thing. If you need a really good computer to run the HoloLens, they might just turn around and say, hey, that Xbox Scorpio you have, use that as your PC to control your HoloLens.
Interesting.
Because it's a console with already built-in Wi-Fi capabilities, really powerful. Like, it's basically a PC at that point. So why not, if you need something to run your HoloLens perfectly, why don't you just take that processing power and put it to your console when you're not using your console?
Makes sense to me.
Right?
I mean, honestly, shouldn't Microsoft just hire you? Would you be a fan of theirs if they hired you?
Oh, if I had the chance to work for Microsoft, I would absolutely do it. Even though I'm a big Nintendo and
Would you actually... Okay, here's the important question. Would you change your lanyard?
Yes.
To Xbox?
Oh yeah, I'd change it.
Wow.
If I was ever hired by...
You are a man of your lanyard. So
if I was ever hired by these companies, I would fully respect the company. I wouldn't like go to Microsoft and like, yeah, fuck Microsoft, am I right, guys? In the cafeteria, like on day one.
If I had to sum you up, man, it's the jeans that don't stay up with the lanyard hanging out of the pocket, and it's always that blue PS4 one. All the time, man. It's tough to change that. But I feel you.
Thank you.
Got you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that was Project Scorpio. That's at the end of their show. Really, really big announcement because they announced a new console. It's a new console experience. It's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Where Sony and Nintendo didn't reveal their consoles.
Well, Sony at least did their whole VR. Like, hey, we're adding stuff.
So, Josh, you don't own an Xbox One, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did this sell you an Xbox One?
No.
There you go.
Not like Sony sold me on PS4.
Did Sony sell you on PS4?
No.
Then why'd you say not like Sony sold me on PS4?
Yeah, maybe I should have said either.
Yeah,
at the end of it.
Yeah, but that's implying that Sony did sell you on a PS4. Like, wait, they sold you on a PS4? Okay. Let's get into Sony, which in my opinion...
Sony sold me on the PS Vita, but that's it.
So, in my opinion, I think overall, Sony won E3 for me personally, just because almost every game they showed I wanted, and they showed more games than Nintendo did, and better games overall.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Sony, I admit, the games they showed all looked nice. In terms of, if I had a PS4, maybe I'd want a lot of them. But then I think of realistically, even if I had all that, I had the setup, I was like, whoa, all these games are coming out. How much time would I really have for all these different games? So, well, I mean, in terms of like number of games, like sure you get excited over it, but then I'm realistic with myself anyway, and I'm just like, eh.
Well, that's the part of being an adult, and also being a gamer, having to balance out games, knowing what you can like actually apply to. Like that's why I have so many games that are wrapped in shrink wrap, because like I think I'll have time that I just don't have time. But there's certain games I'll make time for. Like
You're gonna make time for God of War.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Okay, so let's go. So they started off. Okay, first of all, how did you watch the conference?
I still probably missed some bits in the middle.
Okay, but like they start off the conference with a live orchestra that like first got like the entire world hyped up, and then
I mean like they tried to be Nintendo.
Explain.
Nintendo Symphony things that they do.
Okay, yeah, I get it a little bit.
So I was like, okay, that's interesting.
They went right.
It doesn't bring some emotional element. I'm just like, okay.
It just got me. It just got me hyped, and like they treated the big difference between this. I was mentioning before, the big difference between Microsoft conference and Sony's conference was Sony was game after game after game after game after game after game after game. It celebrated games as an art. It just threw things at you and made you so hyped. It made you feel emotion. They did everything they could. Microsoft did a lot of that too, but everything Microsoft did, like, here's a game. Okay, let me come out and talk to you a little bit about, like, we're improving Xbox Live. Here's a game. Okay, let's show off this right now. Here's a game.
I mean, I guess we're
doing personalized Xbox controllers.
I'm more... oh, yeah, it's true. We didn't talk about the customizable Xbox controllers.
It's cool, just all the colors suck.
Yeah, but... you get your name engraved on it.
That's cool. I do like that, actually.
But, what was I going to say? You know, I mean, someone that's more interested in, honestly, like, tech side of some of the stuff, like, honestly, I get more excited over the specs of things. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, I say, like, 6 teraflops, but, like... But I mean, honestly, it's a very exciting thing for me. Like, I'm very excited what that can bring. I mean, you seem excited to what that can bring.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Microsoft definitely did a lot of good things on the tech side, but just
in terms of grabbing an audience, tech stuff is not going to win you E3.
Exactly.
But in terms of winning in the long run, I don't think they did a bad job at all.
Absolutely,
because
I agree.
The specs and tech stuff will win over people loving a game for a couple months. So, but. Yeah, I mean, Sony, they showed game after game after game. I'm like, what the heck? Just stop.
It all looks so fucking good. Like, even the games that didn't look that good, I was like, yeah, give me an next one. Come on. Bring it out.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, they had... they had the return of Kojima or whatever.
Yes, like, oh, okay, well, let's go in order here.
And then they had the guy from The Walking Dead pick up a baby in oil or something.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute.
I was like, what the heck is this?
First of all, they start off with God of War, which...
So first of all, you have this kid, and everyone's like, what the heck kind of game is this? And then the second that Kratos guy comes in...
Walked out of the shadows, and then
you know what's also funny? If you looked at the audience of who were at these conferences... Sony had the most... Sony had the most Nintendo fans. No, Sony had the most gamers in their audience.
Yes.
So it's very subjective if you're basing it off crowd reaction.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm based off my own reaction.
No, but I'm saying, like, you heard the crowd the second that came out. And then everyone could be like, well, no one did that for Microsoft. Because Microsoft, honestly, they had a lot of developer people there.
They did.
You look at even the earlier conferences, they had a lot of developer people. But for Sony, I watched one of their closing things for closing E3 for the year. Like, I watched their stream. And they were saying how they did some special whatever and tried to get all these people in. They apparently tried to do that for Microsoft too, but I didn't see it as much. But
Sony always likes to cater to the gamers, or Microsoft likes to cater to the tech industry, which is what we were talking about a minute ago too.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Kratos guy comes out. I think someone must have died after screaming. Like, it was ridiculous. And then it was kind of weird. It was just like not weird. It just looked like a good game. I mean, they were playing and the guy had to kill a wolf or something. He didn't want to kill it, and
it wasn't a wolf. It was like a deer or an elk.
Yeah. The problem is he was being way too hard on his son. I was like, stop, man, come on.
Well, this is a entire reboot, or like it's a reintroduction to the franchise. Basically, if they're calling it God of War, like, it's not God of War 4 or God of War subtitle. It's God of War. This is taking place after the original trilogy, where all the Greek gods are dead. So now they're moving on to Norse mythology. So Thor, Odin, Loki, those kind of gods. This kid of Kratos is we have no idea whose kid that is, or who the mom could be, etc., etc. We don't know what they're doing there. The kid will not die. Like, they came out like after like the thing, like, the kid's not gonna die. Like, 5 minutes in, he's gonna be an integral part to the game. They changed the battle mechanics completely. Like, God of War used to be like a third-person point of view, like top-down kind of thing. This is a third-person over the shoulder now. Very, very different style. They showed, like, learning mechanics, like, archery increased by 1, intelligence increased by 2, like, stuff like that. Like,
was that always in those games?
Nope, that's all brand new.
Okay.
Again, like, the entire game looks nothing like previous God of War games at all.
Yeah, everyone is gravitating to this open world, do whatever you sort of want.
Which I don't know how I feel about that in the God of War franchise. Like, I liked what I saw, but like in terms of like the long run of the gameplay, I'm not really too sure yet. But I'm very, very excited for that game. I'm a little sad we're out of Greek mythology, went to Norse mythology, because I don't like Norse mythology at all. I thought it'd be much stronger if they moved on to Roman mythology, because, like, mythology-wise, the Roman gods are the Greek gods after they're captured by the Romans and then kind of, like, changed by, like, war. So, like, all the Roman gods are much more brutal and much more war-focused than the Greek gods were. And how perfect is that for God of War, where Kratos killed all the Greek gods, they're reborn as Roman gods, who are much more bloodthirsty and warmongering. Like, that seems like a more logical step.
How are you not hired by something? You keep proposing these very good ideas.
I am a good idea guy.
Oh my god.
Sony,
you could
Nintendo.
be that classic pitch man in the classic boardroom setting, and you have this little flipboard easel thing. And you're going crazy. And you're like jumping and you're like pointing at someone with both arms, smiling to the side, like, hey! And like, it's great, man.
Yeah.
It's actually a really interesting idea. I thought it would be a great direction of the series.
I thought it was a better way of taking it, but like, Norse mythology isn't bad. Like, again, all I know is those Thor.
No one likes Loki. That was already done in the Avengers, man.
Well, it's a little bit different, but Thor, Odin, Loki are the only three that I know. I know Ragnarok, which is the end of all Norse mythology gods, and then there's the stuff we learned from Pokemon with Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde.
What about Ra, the sun god?
That's Egyptian mythology.
Obelisk, the tormentor, and Slifer, no slifing. I don't. Slifer, the sky dragon.
Slifer, no slifing. That was good, Josh.
Thank you.
They showed us Last Guardian.
Same game as last year.
But now it has a official release date, October 25th, 2016. Already have it pre-ordered, special edition and everything. I'm so hyped for that game.
But here's the question. Are you going to play it?
Yes. Oh, that's the game that I play day one regardless.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah. Like that, it,
I don't know.
it looks so good.
I don't see the big appeal. It just looks like a big story.
Have you ever played Shadow of the Colossus or Ico?
Nope.
We need to play Shadow of the Colossus on Tag, I think.
Sure.
I think you would get a kick out of that.
Whatever you want, bruh.
Yeah, bruh. But yeah, that's the company who did Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, and they've been working on this game now for about 12 years.
Sure.
So like I'm pre-ordered, special edition, comes with a statue. I'm hyped. Then they showed off Horizon Zero Dawn. Which,
I get this one confused. We have Horizon Zero Dawn. And what's the other one? No Man's Sky?
Yes.
What's the difference?
Horizon Zero Dawn is about a post-apocalyptic Earth where they're like machine dinosaurs everywhere.
Wasn't that the other one?
No Man's Sky is flying through space, harvesting planets.
Ooh. I like both.
Well,
they blend the same. I swear they look same.
Josh, I'm gonna punch you through the internet. They look nothing alike.
The one with the girl with the bow and arrow thing.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's this one.
Yes.
Did No Man's Sky have a character?
No.
Really?
Yeah. There's no No Man's Sky. It was supposed to be out by now, but it got delayed until July.
Yeah.
It's all first-person point of view. There are no characters.
Wait, then why did I want that game so bad?
Because it's a game where you can go anywhere you want. Like, I think 2.5 billion planets in the game. Like, you'll never run into the same... Like, in order to see every planet in the game, you would need to be, 1,000 years old. Like, it's impossible.
What do you do on the planets? Aren't you getting that?
When you discover a planet, you get to name the planet as yours. When you discover the planet, it's all on one global server. So day one, when it comes out...
that's why I liked it. Yeah, it was an interesting concept.
Yeah, so you get to find the fauna, the creature. It's all randomly generated. It's complete random engine that keeps expanding over time. The planets, if you discover it, you get to name it. So years from now, I can find your planet and call, Byzantium 413, discovered by Josh Bramman. That's your planet for life that you discovered.
Very nice shout out there.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, No Man's Sky looks absolutely amazing. It's an indie game. It was supposed to be out already, but it got delayed until July.
Is it an indie game or a Nindy game?
No, it's not. It's not Nintendo. So it's
they didn't do that this year?
Yeah, they didn't.
Interesting. Okay, anyway, that really just occurred to me the first time right now.
But back to Horizon Zero Dawn, though.
Looks great.
Looks amazing. Just
the weapons.
The weapons look cool. Just the concept of these giant dinosaur monsters that are made out of machines, and an evil T-Rex comes in that's corrupting all the other machines, and you get to tame a bull and ride the bull machine.
Yeah, it's like Luffy when he did that in the Coliseum.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Yeah, so that looks like a great game. Then everyone is like, "Oh my god, what are they going to show next?" And then it's like Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then Insomniac doing a Spider-Man game. That's so badass.
Now here's the thing. Honestly, I'd never consider getting the game, but the graphics look fantastic.
The graphics look fantastic. If they match the fun of Spider-Man 2, the web slinging and stuff like that.
You mean the game that came with Xbox 360?
Yes. And PS2.
You're right. That is actually very correct. You know, the sad thing is, I got the free game on both systems when I bought this console.
The PS2 version was marginally better.
Funny thing is, never played it. Never played the game. Got it with the consoles. Never played it.
They showed the new David Cage.
Traded it in.
They showed the new David Cage game, Detroit Becoming Human, which David Cage games, either love them or hate them. They're not they're not anything to write home about gameplay wise, but the concepts are always really, really interesting. Mm-hmm. Did you play Heavy Rain?
He's putting me to sleep. I had a friend that played it. She liked it a lot. But
that's a David Cage game. This is all about like androids or robots in Detroit. There's a murder mystery thing. There's a butterfly effect system where there can be 7 different outcomes to each choice you make and stuff like that. I
like the choose your own adventure stuff.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Okay.
They showed a game called Days Gone, which at first looked like a generic zombie game. And then they closed the show with it as well, where closing the show with that demo was much more impressive. Because, the zombies come out at you running water almost. And just, hundreds of thousands of zombies chasing this guy.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I don't like zombie stuff at all. Yeah,
no, zombies are really played out and done with, but, that was impressive. Just to show off the PS4 how much it could render active enemy AI at once. And, it did that wide zoom out shot, and he was just surrounded by a wave of them. Ridiculous.
Okay.
They had a really cool thing where the guy came out and he had a Crash Bandicoot shadow following him, and people started freaking out. And then he comes in and says, "We're remaking Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 from the ground up," which that's amazing. Day one purchase, absolutely. I love, love, love the Crash Bandicoot games.
3 is the best one by far.
Yeah, I agree with you. Crash Warped.
Warped?
Yeah, I agree. And then they're also putting Crash into Skylanders, which, okay, whatever. But he looks really good in Skylanders, too. He looks Skylanderly and cartoony, and, he looks really good. And the fact that Sony now has the Crash Bandicoot license back, and they're taking the time to remake 3 games, and also put him back in Skylanders, bring him back to the public eye, they're going to be doing a new Crash game. That's pretty much confirmed.
I mean, rip Ukulele. But
nothing like...
I'll trust Banzo.
Banzo Kazooie. Sorry. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no, nothing like ukulele at all. Which, by the way, that is going to be amazing as well.
It looks okay. I'm waiting to see more footage.
Did you not watch the E3 demo?
I watched it. All they showed was the sandbox mode because it's hey, we're in the demo phase.
And I get the sandbox next month. Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. Oh,
cool.
baby. Ooh.
Cool.
They spent a lot of time then going over PlayStation VR, which $400 out this October or September.
The games they showed on it were very subpar.
I disagree.
You like that Resident Evil thing?
Yes, that looks amazing.
What?
Here's the thing. Last year they showed a demo called Kitchen. and it was Resident Evil. Like, it was what they showed here, but it was just the kitchen. You couldn't leave that one room, and it was horrifying. It was creepy. It was scary. You had to, like, put your arms up in front of the guy and have him, like, actually cut the ropes to, like, get you out of there, stuff like that. Now they've taken the kitchen game, revealed that it was Resident Evil 7, aka Biohazard, and it's a full PlayStation VR game, as well as just a full standalone game you can play without the VR, and it's copying, like, the PT kind of super scary, like, house motif kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Like, what, like, it's a huge...
I don't like scary games.
I love scary games. I love scary movies. I love all that scary stuff. That is going to make me, like, piss myself if I played in VR. And fully...
What? I don't get why you want that.
I like being scared. I like it.
Ugh.
I get something out of it.
'Cause I'm happy, clap along if you... Yeah, see? That's better.
Yeah, that looks great. They announced a Batman Arkham VR game where the whole thing was like, wear the cowl, be the Batman, because you're wearing the mask, aka wearing the VR, which is clever. They didn't show any gameplay, but they announced it. Again, all the PlayStation VR stuff was like, here's what we're going to do, here's what we're going to do, here's what we're going to do. They had like a Star Wars like thing where you'll be riding in like the ships fighting. That's kind of cool. There's a VR mode of the new Final Fantasy game. That's kind of cool. There's that new space shooting exploration game in VR. That looks really cool.
I mean, they all don't look terrible, but like
the thing is,
none of the VR stuff is $400 worthy. I don't.
The thing is, I feel like nothing, like in terms of Oculus and HTC Vive, no game out there is worth that price point yet.
No, I completely agree.
But like Resident Evil 7, that is a full game. That is not like a tech demo, like what you played, where you're like blocking at the music notes and stuff like that with the shield and doing that entire thing. Like, that's a cool little thing. Wasn't the demo you played at the store?
I didn't block music notes. I had like little asteroid space things firing at me. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like that's cool and all, but like you play that for like what, an hour, and then okay,
sure,
like, those are cool. But this looks like these are full games they're talking about, which is something that VR hasn't really touched on yet.
I need to wait longer.
Oh yeah, I'm not picking up a PlayStation VR day one. I'm gonna wait a long ass time till I get all the rumors out, till I hear what the PS4 Neo is, because the Neo really will be better for VR. And they're going to do some kind of bundle deal or something like that, I'll wait till they do that eventually. I'm not rushing into anything like that yet.
Good. I think that's a very smart move. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the PlayStation VR, it really impressed me from what I've heard and seen. Again, I want to try it on too. I'll probably try it on for it's going to be at Comic-Con this year. So I'll probably try
wasn't
it on
that whole you waited 2 hours or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking about going to that. Does that mean they're already sold out or something?
Yeah, they're all sold out completely.
How does that make sense? What
do you mean?
You have this conference thing, and then no one tells you when the tickets are going on sale, and then it's like, well, they're gone. I was like, oh.
They announced 2 months ago when the tickets are coming out. They did a fan verification where you had to be 2 months ahead of time too, to guarantee that you were in line for tickets. Otherwise, you couldn't even wait in line today. Like they made sure people knew. Believe me.
How'd you not tell me?
I told you.
No.
Yes.
No.
We mentioned this a while ago.
No.
Yes.
You never told me to go do something.
Yes. Fan verification. I told you all about this.
No, you didn't.
You
really didn't.
I totally did.
I think you confused me with other
I believe
people.
your lines were well ripped.
No.
Yes, you said too much effort.
No, that's my line now, looking back at it.
You said it was too much effort.
No. I thought it'd be fun to go for a day or something.
Well, hey, if people screw up their ticket thing the next couple days or two, they're going to reopen it back with more tickets. So keep an eye on it.
How would I know that?
Follow the New York Comic Con Twitter.
Oh, I don't use Twitter that much.
You need to start using Twitter, Josh.
See, you're the Twitter man.
Yes, and get on it. I can't be responsible for just giving you all the Twitter information.
You're the Twitter man.
I'm gonna send you a letter each day. Here's your daily digest of Twitter, Josh.
Please write it with a quilled pen.
Today, Ron Paul tweeted that he's sick of all them homies.
Wow.
I didn't know I was going there.
Interesting combination. Okay, so anyway, Comic-Con, you're going. I guess I'm not going, but cool. You're playing the demo. there.
Yeah, again, like there's a lot of the stuff is going to be at near Comic-Con most likely, and it comes around at the same time, so I'm assuming it's going to be there. So I'm going to play it there probably.
Cow. So, but can we talk about Walking Dead guy holding baby in oil and then goes invisible, and then people clap that Kojima's back, and I have no idea what I just saw?
Yes!
First of all, I did not know who that man was.
Norman Reedus?
No, the Kojima guy.
How do you not know who Kojima is?
Was he that guy with that scandal with Konami or something?
Yes, he's been battling Konami the last year or so, where they fired.
I thought that's who that guy was.
They like kicked him off his own game, took his name off all the games he was working on, kept him fired but not really fired, forbidden from like leaving. Yeah, that was all Kojima.
Yeah, that was funny. It was funny, but very unfortunate.
Extremely unfortunate. They basically kept him as a slave for a year.
I mean, he was basically like Steve Jobs, but more publicized.
I'm going to beat you.
What? Steve Jobs got kicked out of his own company.
Yeah, Konami's not his company.
Whatever. I like Steve Jobs. Leave me alone.
I love Steve Jobs too, but he's not like Kojima.
I don't know. So the guy comes back. People like someone had a baby on the spot. I swear, when people were clapping, like,
dude, it's a big deal that he's back already like this.
I don't care enough about these video game folklore legend people. I really don't care. But
I do.
You know, yeah, you really do. But so this guy came out on stage. People are like dying, and then they showed off some game. And
Death Stranding.
I don't understand. I just don't.
What didn't you understand?
This guy wearing no clothes that looks like the guy from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's Norman Reedus. Like again, Norman Reedus and Kojima were working on the PT game together, and that got canceled when Konami.
How did those two work on a game together?
Kojima, all his games. Kojima is a game developer who wants to be a movie director. Like all his games are extremely cinematic. That's why in Metal Gear Solid 4, there's a 4-hour cutscene.
But why pick one of the worst guys on The Walking Dead? Maybe he's one of the best.
He's one of the best ones, actually.
I actually don't like the main guy.
Neither do I. I hate him. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I don't even really watch the show because I don't like zombies. But, because they really do scare me to death. But, yeah, I've watched a couple, and I don't like that main guy. I also really hate the son.
Carl!
Yeah, I hate that kid.
Get back, Carl!
Yeah, I hate that kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had this Walking Dead guy who was like naked on a beach, woke up to a crying baby that was like next to him.
Connected by an umbilical cord to him. The umbilical cord is actually a plug.
Didn't realize that. So he picks up the baby, and then this baby like disappears or something.
Yeah, it disappears in his arms, and he looks down. And he sees like handprints of
oil footprints or something.
Yeah.
And it's like the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life.
And there's all these dead whales and sea creatures all around him on a beach somewhere. And then it zooms out and these 5 like black figures are like floating above him, watching him.
Yeah. I was just confused. I don't know. It was there and then it ended, and then I was like, oh, okay. No idea what's that.
And like he emerged on like lights as he walked down, like it lit up his footsteps.
Yeah.
Again,
no idea
over
a game that no one has any idea over. People were saying that Sony won the entire thing just because the guy walked out on stage.
Because they rescued him, basically.
Yeah, but.
And he's like, they rescued him less than a few months since he's been rescued. He already had that to show. Like, we have no idea what that game is. We don't know what the gameplay could be. We have no idea.
This sounds like a human rights intervention. Like, it's bizarre to me.
It's just, again, like, Sony is always pro gamer, and they saved Kojima. And that's a big, big deal. And the fact that Kojima comes out, and the first words he says are, "I'm back," like, that is a big deal to the gaming community. And
I guess. I don't know.
It was just tears. You mentioned before, did I cry during the Sony conference? Yes. After every big thing, I was pretty much like weeping openly.
I don't know how you cry so easily.
I don't either. I'm actually kind of worried about it, to be perfectly honest.
Literally everything I talked to you about, you're like, man, I was crying during the end of that.
Yeah.
I cried the whole time.
I think my testosterone levels are messed up or something like that.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's for another day, another doctor.
This is Dr. Fraser Crane.
But basically, everything Sony showed, I want. Even the Spider-Man game, which was like on the least of my need list, like looked great. The Crash Bandicoot games look amazing. Just so much good stuff.
What do you mean Crash Bandicoot games look amazing? You played them.
Yes, and to remaster them from the ground up.
Did they show that?
Yeah. They didn't show
that part.
They didn't show the gameplay, but the background and the assets as the guy was walking in, those were assets from the new up-res version.
Yeah, but that wasn't confirmed. Maybe it's confirmed, but I want to see gameplay, man.
Oh yeah, so do I. But like, still remastering the Crash Bandicoot games, the first 3 games, are the best 3 games.
It's only on PS4.
Only on PS4.
Can they port it to the Vita?
No.
Come on,
Josh. Not a single thing they talked about was for the Vita.
I know. Actually, no, they did. They did.
What?
One game.
What game?
It's called like Severed or something.
Oh yeah, but that's on every.
Correct.
That's on every console.
But they're also devoting it to PS Vita, especially
because it's a touch based game.
No, I thought it was Vita only.
No, it's on Vita and Wii U, and DS, because they all use touch controls.
I don't care. I was happy. You know what? Also for the Vita though.
What?
My girl Shantae.
Yeah, for Wii U, 3DS, PS4, Xbox One.
Vita. PS Vita.
It's like wife beta.
But yeah, it's for the PS Vita too. I was impressed, and then I heard that Game Explain guy talk about the Shantae.
Oh, you watched you watched those 2 like little podcasts they did?
What do you mean? I watched like every video they ever did in their life.
Oh, okay. So cool. Me too.
So they had their Shantae thing, and I was like, And then I checked out gameplay of it. Looks pretty good. So I was like, you know what? I love Vita. I fully reserved it for the Vita.
Well, see, I get mine when I get the Kickstarter backing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been playing the old Shantae on the 3DS. It's amazing.
Which one?
Pirate's Curse.
That's the better one.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
And it's a nice little platformer game.
It makes me uncomfortable because the artwork is kind of sexy, but like not like obscene. But like they definitely draw the women characters with excessive curves and skin showing. But
says the one who enjoys his One Piece.
Yeah, no, kind of like that. It reminds me of One Piece a little bit.
Yeah. You can get past it.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with it. It's just like it feels weird playing that on like a DS game.
I guess. Okay.
And like it's still rated E. It's not rated teen. I don't know.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. See, that's all that matters.
Okay.
Anyway,
ready to move on to our big guy. We're almost at 2 hours now, but let's move on to our big one.
Yeah.
Nintendo. Woohoo!
So first of all, we have my man Reggie. Yeah.
It was nice seeing. Like I was so afraid going into this entire thing. I didn't know what to expect. But like as soon as like Reggie came out and talked to us, I'm like, I feel like I'm in good hands. He came to like. Is it weird that I felt that way? Like as soon as he came out and talked to us, like, oh, thank God, Dad's home. Like it's like. I felt protected and warm.
Oh my God. It's funny because I could somewhat relate. No, but I mean, yeah, okay. So the Reggie came out, but then he was quickly very gone forever. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Now, the way they did this was they did 2 days of the Treehouse. First day was dedicated to Pokemon right in the beginning, then all Zelda.
I thought that was hilarious because I was like, okay, so they say the rest of the time is going to be on Zelda. So I figured that's the rest of their presentation portion, and then they'll do like the, hey, this is what we're playing, whatever.
Nope.
Literally, for 5 hours, they played Zelda.
Yeah.
They played Zelda for 5 hours.
And they made me want that game more and more with each passing second. We'll get to that in a minute.
And then I said, you know what? You guys are playing almost the same demo every time.
Well, yeah, it's the same.
Stop.
Yeah, they're We'll get to that in a second. And then on the second
Anyway,
day, they showed a bunch of other little games that we already knew about pretty much, and then more Zelda.
That was more of the customary what I was expecting on the first day, more or less. But
all right.
So they start off with the Pokemon. Right?
I'm going to end with Pokemon because that's going to bring me back after the insanity that is Color Splash. So let's start off with Zelda first of all, because that was their big game.
So Legend of Zelda revealed as Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, the Wild.
Call of the Wild.
The Wild Child.
Legend of Zelda Girls Gone Wild.
I'd buy it.
Yep.
So they showed it.
What'd you think?
Started off with the...
They started off with the trailer, and then they went into Pokemon, and they showed gameplay the rest of the day. What'd you think of the trailer?
Don't remember the trailer specifically.
What'd you think of the game in general?
I want it. So, here's my stance on it.
Okay.
They played it way too long at E3. My girl Chico...
She was so funny.
She was the token middle-aged Asian woman that came over from Japan to work for Nintendo of America that can generally play games a bit. And she was apparently a big hit in the Twitch chat community. Because
she was just blowing shit up and getting shit done. There was one part where she used the magnet ability to pick up like a sword that was on the ground, and then like waved it in the air in front of the bad guy, smacking his eye, which was doing damage, very little, but it was still doing damage. And she's like, ah!
She was also yelling, "I want the meat."
Yes.
So people were having fun with that.
And she was like bombing everything. She was exploding things.
She was purposely using her rarest stuff on like the worst enemies just to do it.
Did you see when Bill...
She's like, die. And I was like, oh my God.
Did you see when Bill Trinan was playing and he blew himself up? Like he rolled the bomb too close to the stack of bombs.
I was very happy.
And he like destroyed everything.
I was so happy. I do like Bill Trinan in the more
subdued road.
Yes, in his role as just translator boy and
back to
regular and regular. I'll play a game every now and then, man. I like him better like that.
Okay, back to Breath of the Wild.
So it's basically okay. So here's the way that I think about it. It's everything that you would want, I think, from a Zelda-type game where you get to explore different things, but you also get this incredible open-world flair like you had in example Xenoblade Chronicles. Mm-hmm. The whole great thing is it was such an open world. You go all over the place. It's not necessarily clear what you have to do and when, but you just do it. The problem with Xenoblade Chronicles is that it starts to get really grindy.
Yes.
Now, the way that it looks in this game, it's almost like they're like, we like that concept. Let's take out some of the grindy stuff, and here's the Zelda game. I was like, oh, God.
It's interesting that you mentioned Xenoblade, because Monolith, the company that made Xenoblade, worked with Onuma on making this game.
See, that makes sense. Like, instantly, the second I saw it, I was like, Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, I think Monolith is such an underrated company.
They just haven't done enough yet to become like notarized. Like Xenoblade, Xenoblade Chronicles, awesome games. They need to make more.
Yeah, I think they put out some good stuff. But I'm very happy with what I saw from Zelda because I thought they took the good elements of what you want in an open world type game and to blend it with the Zelda storyline, which is generally a linear storyline. Let's be real. So, but they're making it more open ended. So I like the blend of it, and I think. We only saw the Wii U graphics as it is, but I thought the graphics looked really cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that on an NX console.
To be fair, it's not like the most detailed, lifelike Walking Dead guy on a beach with a baby in oil. But like...
It doesn't need to be.
Well, that's the thing. It has that Nintendo flair to it in HD. Like, it just looks really nice. And I want it. Like... And then even when they fought that rock monster thing that randomly came up out of the ground, I was like, gimme.
Yep.
Like,
and that's just a mini boss really you can encounter.
I know. Like, it's really cool how things spawn like that. And I actually thought they had incredible the Wolf Link amiibo integration.
Oh my god, yes.
Now, I was like, okay, that's going to be so dumb. And then they showed it, and the AI was actually relatively smart.
And he's running around and hunting for you.
Literally, he walked around. The people playing it were god-awful trying to kill something. The wolf guy just killed him right away.
Yep.
And it's like, hey, I'm done. I was like, wow. Like, he actually hurts. Like, it's not just like we're here, I'm a visual accompaniment, thanks for buying my game. Like,
it's probably one of the best use of amiibo yet.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's kind of interesting is it then creates that incentive to mean that we have to play, finally, our Twilight Princess HD copies.
Yes, we do.
Because we got to get the hearts.
Well, we got until March, so...
But now, what's also great about it is that, well, great about it for you mostly, and all Amiibo collectors out there, is that Amiibo support will be coming to the NX.
Yep.
Basically confirmed.
Yep.
Because it was kind of up in the air. It's like, wait, what do we even do with Amiibo now? But, so that's kind of reassuring for all that. But I was very pleased with that part of it. I even like the cooking aspect of it.
Yep.
Even though here's the thing, you're going to be all, I wonder what I can gather and cook up. I mean, I'm just going to look up what the best stuff is. But I think it's still cool to go over and be like, I want to make my own little concoction something.
I just love the attention to detail and everything. Like the fact that when you get into a very cold, like you go up too high, go into a cold area.
That's a very interesting thing on the bottom right corner. So they have, like standard map, time of day, but then they have the body temperature thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of hard to look at what it's actually depicting on the graph.
I think it was just hot and cold, or like full. I couldn't tell if it was hot or cold, full or hungry, and there was also a noise gauge, so you see how much
noise thing was also very interesting. I thought very interesting.
You could sneak and crawl around, and your noise would be lowered by that.
Which obviously makes a lot of sense, but for them to visualize it as something you can kind of look at as a feedback tool,
yeah,
I think that's actually really nice. Yeah, even just the little accompanying things. The only thing that I really don't like about the game is that you can pause and then eat something at any time. So it's kind of cheap.
We don't know if you can do that. Like, that was for the demo. There may be a restraint on that, like during battles. Because if you think about it, every Zelda has had that, where if you want, you can pull out the bottle with your fairy at any moment and refill your hearts. It's no different than that. And if you don't have the proper food made, then rip.
Well, yeah.
And like you saw, like that Talos thing, that hit for 4 hearts each time. The Guardians hit for 5 hearts each time. So if you have a bunch of berries that heal half a heart at a time, then
I guess I would just prefer, like, how you have in the Zelda games, you always have like the couple buttons that you can register to something, and then press it, and that could be your fairy bottle or something. This one, it didn't show that necessarily. I feel like that has to be in it.
Oh yeah, well, holding down a certain button opens up the menu, and you can access everything.
Yeah, but I would prefer some sort of quick something. I mean,
well, no, they're still like up in the top corner. You still equip things that, like, you choose, like, your sword, your shield, your item, your secondary item.
You can still put a food in there though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they said during the thing they're like quick items.
All right, because I was like, you literally have to pause every time.
No, they said, like, if you want to bookmark the hot peppers in your inventory, you can hit a button while you're in the snow mountain, so you can just keep eating hot peppers without having to.
Okay, then that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't want to keep pausing every time with all these different things. But anyway, okay, that's good. Also, can we talk about the weapons?
Yes.
I don't necessarily, though it's balanced, I just don't like how every weapon like breaks down. It seems like in like 1 minute of using it.
You got to keep in mind everything we saw 1 to 2% of the overall game.
I know
they've talked about how
they showed that overworld map, and it was like, oh,
like, you got to think when we get the Master Sword, the Master Sword's not going to break. There will be some items that will not break. They confirmed that. Okay,
fine, but the weapons look really cool, very nice, like innovative kind of stuff. The fire bow thing, the fire arrow.
Well, just the fact that you can take the bow
bomb arrow.
No, well, just the fact you can take a bow and arrow, go over to a torch, touch the bow to the torch, and it's a fire arrow. Yeah. Amazing.
But like when you shoot it and it explodes in that explosion kind of graphic, oh my god.
Yeah, and that slowdown effect when you jump off the horse and then aim.
Forget jumping off a horse. No, you jump off a cliff.
Yes.
You're in the air. It's like bow and arrow fire here, here, and then land, and they're all dead by the time you land. Like, oh my god, that's
Dude,
like
sliding down the mountains on your shield, snowboarding while using the bow and arrow.
Shield surfing, man.
Dude.
Okay, honestly, that's the craziest thing I've seen. I did not expect that at all from a Zelda game.
Dude,
did you expect any of that?
Not at all. Everything in this game that you want to do, you can do.
You can ride on a shield.
You ride on the shield. You can climb.
I'll just do that. I'll pick up like 50 shields. I'll just sit there sliding down slopes somewhere.
I want to go to the top, like the highest mountain in the game, and slide all the way down.
It looks so cool. And then it's funny because when people showed that you could do that, we didn't talk about this game, but they said, oh, that's a funny theme of E3 with Twitch chat. Every time something comes out that vaguely resembles another game, people type rip that game that it resembles.
Yeah.
So every time there was a shooting game, rip COD.
Well, no, it was funny when Horizon Zero Dawn showed up in the Sony conference. It was like rip Legend of Zelda. And then the next day, Zelda shit all over that game. So it's like, oh, well, rip Horizon Zero Dawn.
But like, there was a hilarious reference that someone had. It was like a really obscure either GameCube or Wii game that someone said that actually made so much sense.
SSX?
No, it didn't. It wasn't with the shield surfing thing. But it was so funny. Oh my god. No, but the one for that with the shield surfing, the game that the Sony people, maybe it wasn't Sony, or it was Ubisoft.
Oh, Steep.
Steep or whatever. Yeah,
the snowboarding game.
The snow thing. People were like rip. Steep.
But we didn't talk about that. But that game doesn't look like a game, but it looks okay. It looks cool graphic wise.
It looks like one of those like buy it, have some casual fun.
Yeah, not like
it doesn't look bad, but like
it looks like the engine of a better game. You know what I mean? Like that should be one component of a better game. Like the snowboarding level of Assassin's Creed should use that engine, but don't make that its own game.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why people are like steep, more like sleep. But
back to Breath of the Wild though. Full voice acting?
No, not full.
For all the cutscenes. Except Link. Link will never talk, but it's full voice acting.
But like they talked to that guy sitting by the fire. He didn't have anything.
Well, that wasn't a cutscene.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. But the voice acting, it's true.
Using the Sheikah tablet.
They should have called the Zelda thing, what was it? Open your eyes. That's all they said for like the first 5 minutes. This one girl kept saying that like a million times.
Here's the thing. So we're assuming that voice is Zelda. And this is a Link who has been put away for 100 years. Link's been asleep for 100 years.
Which is weird because they never actually said it.
Well, no, they did actually. If you watch the full demo when people weren't talking over it, there's a lot more story they revealed.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Link has been asleep for 100 years, and during that 100 years, Hyrule has fallen into this has been taken back by nature. Because 100 years ago, this thing called the Calamity Ganon attacked Hyrule. Yeah. And Link wasn't there at all. He was put to sleep. Why and for what reason, we don't know. And for 100 years, Calamity Ganon has been sealed inside Hyrule Castle, but he's slowly getting more powerful and about to bust out, and it's up to us to stop him, basically.
And this is why, when you wake up, you take a breath, and it just smells of wilderness.
Well, dude, he wakes up like in a stasis pod, like a futuristic stasis pod. The Sheikah tablet is basically like a
Futurama.
Exactly.
And the Sheikah slab tab thing just looks like a primitive iPhone. So, iPad mini. So, but yeah, it's kind of cool because it's almost like you're downloading apps. And you're just like, hey, let me go to this temple. Let me scan in my little card. Now I have this power.
Do you know what the original Zelda was supposed to be about?
That.
The original Zelda was supposed to be a game where it takes place in like medieval times and the future, where a character would be linked between different time periods and going back and forth using different technology in different time periods. That's why the character's name is called Link. He was going to be the link between two different time periods. And if they couldn't do that properly on the NES, so they stuck to just the medieval storyline. This looks
so what you're saying is
they look like they're blending.
This is blowing my mind. Wow.
Yeah,
Link.
It looks like they're blending like those ideas. Like I think that this Link either went back in time or came from like what if like the time Link's coming from was super futuristic and over 100 years nature is just taking back the land? Because those like shrines, which apparently there are over 100 shrines in the game, which that blows my mind.
I don't know how you can get that many powers.
Those shrines look super futuristic. It's like, what if like Link came from a more like futuristic age, and then over 100 years, everything's been
it's like
lost.
It's like Trunks or something.
No,
Dragon Ball Z.
No, it's not like that.
He comes back.
No.
Future weapons.
That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
And
but
like,
yeah, that's a very interesting,
And like all the comparisons to the original Legend of Zelda where Link goes into a cave, finds an old man. This one he's coming out of a cave and finds an old man. Just the Temple of Time is there. There's already a bunch of debates about where this fits into the timeline because we saw the.
I was gonna watch that video and
we saw the Kokiri, the little like plant people.
Yeah.
The Kokorok from Wind Waker. So this is it has to be in the Wind Waker timeline, but at the same time, Wolf Link is there, which is from the Twilight Princess, which is another timeline, and then this also fits into the same plot line as the third timeline, where Ganondorf won and Hyrule fell. So is this a convergence of all three timelines back into one timeline again? Like, where does this fit? There's a whole theory where, like, in Wind Waker, they had to, like, drown Hyrule in the ocean to kill Ganon, and then after the events of Wind Waker, the ocean gets drained. Is this the ocean after it was drained? Because the Kokoroks are still there, and there's a bunch of sea salt deposits everywhere you can find by mining. Like,
you can even fish in this game.
You can fish. You can go ore mining. You can cook. You can do anything you want. You can Minecraft. You can paraglide, snowboard.
It's true. You get your little cape thing and you just travel all over like that.
Yeah, because everything they showed was just the Great Plateau. Which to get off the Great Plateau, you need to get that item, that little paraglider thing. And then when they zoomed out and showed the map looks gigantic.
I know. It's like, I don't know how you're going to.
And they said if you want, you can skip all that and just go right to Ganon if you want. That's a viable option.
It's really funny. You can literally, because didn't they say that he's on the Great Plateau or something?
No, he's in Hyrule Castle, which you have to go up north and then to the left a little bit.
Oh,
but yeah,
but it's like right there.
Yeah, he's right there if you want. Because all you need to do is beat 2 shrines to get the little paraglide thing,
and then just go over and be like, "Hey, bro." It would take a long time, but you could do it.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna they didn't use Epona at all in the demo. Like Epona's going to be there to travel on. There's fast travel. You can transfer back to any shrine or resurrection tower you find. We didn't see what the musical item is going to be yet in this game.
Yeah.
So many things.
Tower stuff.
So many
fast
things.
Travel. There's a lot of different elements to this game, and it's like it's really hard to pick flaws out of it because it's just like, wow, it's really good.
Again, like we said, it was stupid they were going to E3 with just this game on just the Wii U and yada yada, but I stand corrected because they had enough content. Right? Yeah, it was kind of repetitive a little bit, but like they broke up into segments showcasing different like techniques and items and gameplay mechanics.
But then I swear, all they did were like, okay, for 2 minutes we're going to show you this new thing. Then the rest of it was, hey, let's just go around and kill people. Yeah. And then it was literally the same areas getting destroyed.
But like stuff like burning the grass and then having the wind blow the grass to like burn down like a key.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that's all interesting, but I think they played too much of the same exact thing after showing that stuff. They were just like, hey, let's now grab a little bow. Let's go hit some whatever. And it turned into the same exact coverage.
I was fully entertained the entire time. I was blown away by the entire thing.
I just want the thing. It's like, stop showing me.
Comes out
You
March.
already sold me.
Well, that's the thing. They
already sold me.
They do not need to show us anymore. If they don't show us anything until the NX comes out, I'll be happy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, they did their job. They sold me on that game.
I'm buying it for the NX.
Same here.
That's pretty much it.
Do you know what they didn't sell me on, though, Josh?
The NX. That's correct.
They didn't show it. We're getting that NX.
So they didn't sell me on it.
We're getting the NX Direct in September, it looks like, but...
Ugh.
But what they really didn't sell me on, which they showed at E3...
Mario Party Star Rush?
Yeah. Well, again, like that they
stupid.
That they showed, and it looks horrible, and they copied the art from a soup can.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Hmm?
But what they really let me down was...
Start the separate recording, Kenneth, here.
Paper Mario Color Splash. The game that Nintendo is making that no one wants. What the fuck is their problem? What the fuck is their problem?
Okay.
No, you quiet. How hard is it to make a game like Paper Mario? They've gone on saying that, oh, if you want the true RPG experience, you play the Mario and Luigi games on the 3DS and blah, blah, blah. Like, those are fine games. The last two have been horrible, but Paper Mario Color Splash, this is not a different company. It's not a different publisher. It's the same people who've made amazing games. Paper Mario 1, fantastic game. Thousand Year Door, even better. It's a monument to our time. Even Super Mario, not an RPG, it's a side-scroller, but it was amazing. The story was really solid. Sticker Star? I voiced my concerns for Sticker Star. My issues with Sticker Star several times. It was a bad game. Those who like Sticker Star just like Paper Mario and will defend it. It's a bad game. I'm sorry. If you have to play a boss battle and intentionally lose the boss battle to find out what the boss's weakness is, that is not game design. That is bad game design. You took out the partners. You took out the story elements. You took out all that stuff. Then you give us Paper Mario Color Splash, a Wii U Paper Mario. It looks gorgeous. The paper looks crisp. The cardboard, the diorama look, it looks fucking amazing. But then you rub that piece of shit colored card system in our faces where you need to individually collect cards, color them with your paint, and then use them in battle? Are you fucking serious, Nintendo? And the fact that you've got rid of the partners and like, oh, you know, a talking paint can. Fuck the talking paint can. I'm gonna stick my paintbrush in that fucking paint can, paint my cards, and then fuck off. For God's... And then the Toads. Okay, we all love Toad. Why is every fucking Toad the exact same Toad, Nintendo? Why is every Mario RPG game, oh, you have to rescue 40 Toads, because Toads are useless. Oh, this one Toad got its color drained. Good, I'm glad it got drained. Toad doesn't do anything for you. I mean, they wasted so much time and effort on this beautiful art style. It looks great. If they just applied this to a Thousand Year Door style story or RPG, here, even if the card mechanic had to be in the game, even if they had to stick to that Sticker Star crap, if it was a compelling story, it'd be great. But what do we see in all the trailers? It's Mario walking around that little hub town, and then the map is literally like, oh, section 1-1, section 1-2, section 1-3. Paper Mario games are not supposed to be level-based. You create entire worlds for us to explore, characters to interact with. It's an RPG. It's an RPG! How do you get this wrong, Nintendo? How? And like, okay, I had my doubts back when they showed this off back, however, I think it was back in March at their Nintendo Direct. I understand that. I knew going in that it was not going to be good. But they're showing it like, oh yeah, this is a great mechanic, right? Like, look at the cards. Oh, I love painting the cards so much. I can paint them too. Hey, let me color this wall. You know what? No one fucking cares about coloring the wall. Alright? If it was an optional mechanic, it's cool. You're basing your entire mechanic around... You should never have a game where you have to participate in battles, you have to maintain a good amount of resources. Like in Paper Mario games, yes, make sure you have enough mushrooms and special items to like restore your health and whatnot. But when I can't even battle a fucking enemy, if I see a fucking Goomba, and because I don't have a fucking card to jump on the Goomba, what the fuck is the point of the game? I need to go back into town, buy cards, paint my own goddamn cards. That's like, here, buy Pokemon cards. I'll color them in too. Who the fuck wants to paint their cards, Nintendo? You took the Sticker Star mechanic. Okay, it was annoying enough to buy stickers and put them in your little book for battle. It's now you have to paint them too? Who thought that was a good idea? You're really leaning into the whole paper mechanic. I understand that. Like, okay, stickers, you can put stickers on paper, yada yada. And now Color Splash, it's like filling in color in paper. I get what you're trying to go for in terms of an aesthetic. That's not what Paper Mario is about. Just because he was paper in Thousand Year Door, nothing about the plot had to do with him being paper besides he could transform into like a paper airplane, a paper boat, and a paper tube. That was the only part that mentioned paper at all in the Paper Mario games. And now this game is like, hey, look at the paper. We're paper, right? Look at the cardboard skies. Aren't those nice skies? Well, good, because your princess got captured and you got fucked again. Fuck you, Nintendo. Fuck you.
Wow. Are you done? He's done. He dropped the mic. Wow, that was pretty good. So I was here hyping up a rant this entire time, and then you came out with that whole thing. I was just like, wow. Okay. I will take bits and pieces of that. one of the greatest starting points. How they came up with this game. The lady that was there said, literally, they just finished coming out with Sticker Star, and they were at some sort of like celebratory, hey, we finished kind of little party thing. You know, standard, typical drinking, whatever. And they're like, hey, wouldn't it be fun to make another one basically like this? And then one guy was like, you know, my kid who's like 3 started painting with his fingers or something. Wouldn't that be really cool to put on the Wii U? And they're like, oh my God, let's drop everything. Let's make this game. It almost sounds like a Family Guy sketch where they were just like sitting around and like they were high or something saying it. As Ken is like breaking his house. But so that was their basis for this game and how they started making it. I thought it was hilarious. Now, if you look at the sales argument, though, which they haven't necessarily pulled that argument, but they easily could, Sticker Star has sold the most when looking at Paper Mario games in the whole series. But as people have said, it's really skewed because when you look at the console like numbers, like people who actually own the consoles, the number of console owners for Sticker Star, like so many people own a 3DS over people that owned like a GameCube. So by default, it's almost like you have a bigger market to sell the game in the first place. And people are like, well, Paper Mario game, I have the system, let me buy it. So that's why it sold pretty well. Like, I bought it. I still have my Sticker Star. You still have your Sticker Star.
I do.
So, I mean, that's why people like bought it. They're like, whoa. But then they realized, oh my God, this game's horrible. But it sold really well because it had a lot of people that had the 3DS. Now, this game is literally like Sticker Star 2 on a console. And there's a lot of problems with that. First of all, mostly everyone hated Sticker Star. But aside from that, they literally reused the thing cards that they had in that, like those special whatever cards. Like they literally reused them, like same concept, same name,
and
same
fan,
ones.
the giant everything.
Same ones.
Yep,
that's the thing. And first of all, I hated that so much because I remember I played and it was like the first boss or something. I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. This game's okay. It's different. And then I get up to the boss, and apparently I didn't have something that I was supposed to have.
Yep.
And I was so confused, and I couldn't do damage or something, and then I like lost. I'm like, this makes no sense to me. I'm like, why that happen? And I looked up what I was supposed to do. And it's like, oh, you were supposed to get this by cutting out something. I was like, who would even think to do that? Like, I don't know. So, and the game uses the same kind of system. They showed the demo where you play the Morton Koopa Jr. First of all, I didn't know that was his full name. Anyway, that was just Morton. But anyway, so they were fighting him. And then, of course, he gets some sort of fire or whatever. And then you use the fire extinguisher, puts it out, does like 75% of his health. And then it's like, well, we win. Like, it was like an auto win card.
That's the thing. If you don't have that one item, then it's useless. It's not a battle.
You can't do anything. And then to get on him about the boss choice stuff, like, they're doing the Koopaling stuff again. And, I mean, time to time, it's all nice and good for, like, maybe the traditional Super Mario games, just because, you know, you kind of throw those in there. But, like, for this type of game, I don't know. They keep using the same guys. Like, everyone bashes on the fact that they only use toads or they only use very basic enemies, it looks like. But forgetting that, like, the bosses, like, that's the same bosses. Like, the whole thing about Paper Mario is that it's always kind of cool how you have these, like, weird-looking Mario characters that you only find in that series.
They craft full worlds, those games. Like,
well, yeah, so now you have it where they're bringing in the generic stuff to this, and they're like, well, we don't want to reveal the final boss. But basically, it's going to be Bowser, pretty much, based on how it's going. But, you know, and when you look at the battles and stuff, the battles don't matter because it uses the same thing as Sticker Star. It's like, in order to win a battle, you have to use your cards. And if you use the card or if you color your card and use it, whatever, you're using your card like it's done. You used it. And then when you win the battle, you get a card. So, like, if you have a good collection of cards, you build up a little collection. It's like, well, I guess I'm not fighting anyone ever again, because then you're just going to have to waste your things. There's no experience points. There's no partners that we see.
Nope.
There's no anything like that. It's not an RPG game. It's considered now an action adventure game.
Yep.
That's literally what it is. And it has become, like, the series has become their experimental series, basically. And they're like, what kind of weird, interesting things can we throw in there? And that's pretty much it. That's what it's become. And so there's no incentive for battling. The battles, they're not worth it, and they're old characters that aren't unique.
It's the biggest middle finger to any Paper Mario fan. Literally, it removed everything we love about that game besides the art style and just...
Yeah, I mean, because what they were like, well, you have your Mario and Luigi series. They're okay. They were okay games. Honestly, I got sick and tired of them. That was just my opinion.
Yeah, the last two aren't great, in my opinion.
They come out also so frequently nowadays that it's like, eh.
Yeah.
Like, they're too many, and they're okay, and it's just like, it's really not worth my time. And I thought they played differently than the Paper Mario completely. And it's also...
you can't compare them at all.
And everyone knew it as Mario and Luigi was like the portable on-the-go kind of RPG thing. There was interesting mechanic with the A and B buttons for fighting only or whatever. And Paper Mario was this nice console little world thing. Things were made out of paper, but it was a cool game. You have these partners and you go around. It was like totally different experience. And now they're like, well, you already have the Mario and Luigi. I think that's good enough for our one RPG thing. Why would we make two? They're like, let's just have fun with Paper Mario stuff. First of all, this is not having fun. That's having fun for the people sitting around that just drank the whole night and were like, hey, wouldn't this be a fun game to make? But like, what's interesting is that I double-checked because I didn't realize this. Intelligent Systems, they did make like Thousand Year Door.
Oh, I know.
I thought a different company took it over and it made more sense. It's the same company.
Yep.
So what's funny is that there's the whole thing that it's that whole argument that Miyamoto was like strong-holding everyone to what he wants only or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, they will love Color Splash, make Color Splash. And then it's like he's being ignorant to fans, which I'd actually really agree with. Because the whole thing is, like, if you've seen, there's like so many petitions for this game, which is kind of dumb because why aren't they all making the same petition? Like, no one's partnering up on their own petition thing. Everyone's making their own separate petitions.
Yeah,
so people kind of get that in order. But anyway, like, you saw Nintendo release the trailer for Paper Mario that they showed at E3. The amount of negative views, the dislikes on that video or whatever.
Let me look it up.
Thumbs down. I think it's more than half. It's the only Nintendo game that got that, at least for this year.
The demonstration video has 3,000 up, 5,000 down.
Okay. And there's also the trailer one.
The trailer has 6,000 up, 7,000 down.
So it's overwhelmingly negative, especially for a Nintendo game. Nintendo games get like no dislikes. It's like, how can you not like a Nintendo game? But this is one. It's just, and like even you were saying with the paint bucket guy, that's basically the same thing as the little crown girl.
Yep.
Christy or whatever from Sticker Star.
Yep.
Like, they're basically taking Sticker Star and they're like, let's put it on a console. Because the reason why it's the cards, because like, well, we could paint with the little tablet. Like, but first of all, it's a lot of work. You got to like literally rub your hand on it and then you got to swipe up every time.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to press a button. Like, let me press A. Like, I don't know. And you're like, oh, you don't have partners, but you get enemy cards. And so that's just, you still fight them, you get the enemy cards. And then when they were fighting the boss, like, oh, and if you use an enemy card thing on a boss, they'll just run away because they're scared. I'm like, so what's the point of getting them?
Well, there's no experience.
And it's not even a guaranteed drop. So it makes no sense. And then, like, even collecting all the little coins. What are you really going to do with all those coins? Buy the other cards that you're going to save up for the whole entire game? Like, that's it. and you have Luigi with his little cameo of, "Oh, you found me? I'll give you 300 coins." Runs away. Like, And then people love to complain, which makes sense about the generic Toad thing. But I think it was really evident though when they were at the little beach resort area, and the Toads were like hulaing or whatever, and they were just regular Toads, like not even dressed in like little grass skirts or something.
Yeah.
And it's weird because you would think, oh, well, it's their first time doing that kind of thing. That's why. No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's not an argument.
No, I'm saying like you would think that would be maybe why. If you'd never seen a Paper Mario game before and you saw that, you'd be like, oh, it's kind of cool. They're maybe doing it like that. They had games way in the past, literally over 10 years ago. They had more creation and designing. So how do you lose all that?
I don't know.
And it's the same company. And it's weird because you would think the company that's made all of the games, they would be like, wow, people really like that. Maybe it didn't sell great, but that was the console's fault. But like, you know how it's like when they ask, well, maybe you wouldn't know, but when they ask like sports people, like basketball players or something,
Fuck you.
when they ask basketball players, they're like, oh, well, what do you think of this person's comment on your thing? And it's like some random guy calling them out on like Twitter or something. And, you know, they get all these things like, oh, I don't even check that stuff or whatever. But you know they're checking that stuff. It's about them. Of course, people like to hear about themselves or are concerned, or people are like, oh, they're speaking about me? Whatever. So, you know, they're speaking about the company themselves. It's their company. Like, they've made the game. Like, you know they're listening. They have to be. There's no way to say that they've never looked at people reviewing their stuff.
I said before, and I'll say it again. They made Sticker Star to be like an iPhone version of Paper Mario. Like, you could literally port that game to an iPhone, and it's like, oh, tap the stickers. Like, it's a very watered-down version of Paper Mario. And because it did so well, because everyone thought it was something that it wasn't, Nintendo went ahead and like, oh, let's water it down more and put it on Wii U.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then you were saying, like, the overworld board thing. First of all, there are stars at the end of every level.
Fuck
like,
that
it's just like, hey, you cleared 1-1 because you touched the little paint star at the end. It's like, no, that's not how it's supposed to work. Paper Mario is this whole big adventure. It's not structured based on I beat level 1 of World 1.
Yeah.
That's for a regular Mario Brothers game. This is like, wow, you beat the first chapter of the story, or you beat the first act, or whatever. Like, you beat a part of a storyline. You don't beat a level. It's a totally different way of handling it. And people defend Sticker Star because they're like, well, it was handheld, it's portable, what do you expect?
That's not an excuse.
Okay.
That is not an excuse.
Well,
the same company that made Sticker Star also made the Fire Emblem games for their handheld, and those games are long, great story-based RPGs, amazing games.
True. But, I mean, even just to say, I will give them that argument. I will give them well, it's portable, we tried to make it easier to pick up, put down. Sure. But, this is now back to a console, right?
Yeah.
So the whole point is, don't bring that to the console. They did.
Don't bring that shit here.
Yeah, but they did.
Like, they had... And I understand why they had to bring it, because they had to show every game that's coming out between now and Christmas, because, like, nothing's coming out. And that game comes out in October, so they had to show it. But, like...
I wouldn't even be surprised if that's the final actual Nintendo-made game for Wii U, aside from the Zelda game.
Probably.
It's just... And, you know, this is the part of the thing I was going to say with the Treehouse people. They hype it up like, isn't this great? Like, I love the interaction between these characters. I'm like...
They're forced to, though. You can tell there's, like, buzzwords or scripts or key things they need to hit during their talking. Like, it's so evident. So I don't hold that against them. But, like, I wish that, like, Nintendo had the foresight to, like, oh, this game isn't that great. Let's not make them say such great things. Which they can't do that, because they're a company that, at the end of the day, they need to sell this product.
Mm-hmm.
But, like... You're not fooling anyone. You're not pulling the wool over my eyes. I look at that game and I don't see color. I see a steaming pile of shit. That game is all brown.
Well,
color splash my ass.
You got to use a bidet, but
that's a big brush.
But here's the thing. They fooled us with the Sticker Star thing.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Well, that's the thing. So we fell for it. We bought it. You know what? I own up to it. I I bought it. I messed up. I gave up in the second world, and I was like, don't care.
I think I got a little bit further, but then I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. So now that I see that this is exactly the same thing, just it looks fantastic, but it's the same exact thing. I'm literally not buying it.
I'm buying it.
I will buy it for maybe $10 tops. 5 years down the road, no one even cares about the Wii U anymore. They're like, what was the Wii U?
If they charge a full $60 for this game...
You know they are. It's already on Amazon. You can pre-order it. $60. $59.99.
Fuck them.
$60, man. Why
right.
buy it?
Nintendo lost E3.
See, it's funny because we're like, well, Nintendo pretty much won. This is the thing that I don't know if, like, it's true. This could lose someone easily E3. The problem is they made it up with literally 2 other games. Like, the Zelda single-handedly, for me, won all of E3.
Agreed.
But these bring Nintendo back down to earth. Like, because Paper Mario Color Splash, it's a shame.
Let's just move on for it. It's a...
Well, the last thing I'll say about it is that people are like, well, this isn't the final thing yet. Whatever. But I don't know what else you're looking for, because if you like Paper Mario for what it was, it's basically confirmed that it's not coming back. Forget this game. It's not coming back to Paper Mario.
Please don't.
The whole point is that if they said that they're moving on like that, like, people are like, if that's how they're going to treat Paper Mario now, just don't make more Paper Mario. Like, I'm done with the series, and I'll just remember the other ones. Because, you know, then it was the whole little cheeky conversation of, oh, you guys want a remake of the Thousand Year Door? Did you remember hearing that comment?
Yeah.
So the lady was like, oh, if you guys want it that bad, then you should just tell us, or whatever. So, first of all, here's the thing, and I think this drives it home. People immediately be like, oh my god, yes, remake that game. No, I don't want a remake of the same game. I have the game for GameCube.
There was a rumor a while back that there was going to be a Thousand Year Door for the 3DS. And that I would play as having that on handheld just to relive that. Yeah, it'd be nothing special or new, but it'd be a nice little thing to have for people who here's the thing. If they re-release that on the 3DS or on like the Wii Virtual Console or something like that, and it gets the numbers, if it blows Sticker Star and Color Ass out of the water, then Nintendo will see, oh wow, they really like this old school Paper Mario, and maybe that'll save it.
Maybe.
I'd buy 10 copies of Thousand Year Door 3D just to show Nintendo I will buy more of these games, because the Thousand Year Door is the best game I've ever played.
But that's the thing. It's like, but it's literally, I don't want the remake. I want them to just make a game like that. And I don't see why they're going crazy over, oh, you guys want a remake? No, we want a game like it, and that's it. And just do it. I don't see how all this backlash could go that unnoticed to the point where they're like, no, we're going through with this. We feel very confident.
They don't get business culture or what the fans want.
But it's sad because I thought that Nintendo did.
When they have, it's been on accident.
Do you think that's really it?
Then when they release something great, it covers up all their shit.
That's true. Zelda's covering up a lot.
Yeah. And like when Smash Bros. Was coming out, name another game that came out during the time of Smash Bros.
Couldn't tell you.
Exactly. Covered up all their shit.
Wind Waker HD, I think.
Came out a year before.
It's a remake.
Yeah,
anyway.
it came out a year before.
That's the thing. They're like, they do like this a lot. You know what? Screw it. Let's just make an HD version of it. Like that's
what they rely on. They rely on these little money grabs here and there. And it's so unfortunate because we could make a list of things. Nintendo, do a new Metroid Prime, do Mother 3, do a new Paper Mario like the old school Paper Mario, do another 3D 3D Mario game like Mario Galaxy called Mario Universe for the Wii U. Why didn't you do that, Nintendo? All right, ending the color ass rant here.
Paper Mario Color Splash rant, I suppose. I could probably go on more. There were some funny videos that I sent you that sum it up perfectly. But I don't know. You could approach it from so many different angles. It's just the game is not what people wanted. You can say oh my god, this looks great, or oh my god, I love Sticker Star, I'm gonna buy it. Sure, but as the majority of fans, it's not what people want, and it's a shame that that's not being taken into consideration. So I'll leave it at that, and it's sad because I don't think I'm buying another Paper Mario game. But there you go. Anyway, moving on.
Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix. That is awesome because they said here it is, and hey, it's out now.
They did a good job with that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
But the game, to me, how much did you pay for it?
30.
Yeah, to me that looks like a
15, 20.
It looks like a WarioWare game, doesn't it?
Well, it's all small mini things at first, but as you play, it's basically like, have you played the Rhythm Heaven games?
No.
The way it works out is like you start this first world, and it's like, okay, here's like a cat playing golf, and you have to like hit to the beat. So it's bum 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 swing bum 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 swing bum 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 swing swing bum bum. Like it teaches you a rhythm to start off with. Once you master like that little tutorial, then you get into like an actual like song playing in the background where let's listen to like the cues and the visual like setup to hit things. Once you get past that first little mini game, you unlock 3 more, and you do all 3 of those mini games. Then they take all 4 of those mini games, put them together into one big song, and it switches between them. So you start off with like the cat golfing for the first 3 opening notes, then it goes to the dog driving mini game in the song, almost like a Guitar Hero kind of thing. But you need to learn how to play each mini. So if you're bad at one mini game, then when you get to that full song and it gets to that mini game, you're gonna fail. And like you can like do however you want. You can play very casually and like get the notes kind of on beat and like just play the games once and not do like the big remix songs and keep going forward. You can definitely play that way, but the fun is in like playing through these full songs, playing the full rhythm games. Like Rhythm Heaven Fever for the Wii, amazing game. And Mega Mix is taking the Wii game, the DS game, the 3DS, like all the different games, putting them together onto one thing, adding a kind of quirky story, and then remixing all of them. It's well worth the value, I think, at that price point. Like maybe 30 is a little bit too much, maybe like 15, 20 around that range. But like I personally am getting more than my time out of it. So
well, that's good. I mean, I just know that to me it looked like the WarioWare kind of stuff, and I think it's fun the first playthrough. Like I still think that has the same effect on this one. There's not a lot of replay value once you beat it.
Oh no! I highly disagree.
Well, you could prove me wrong. I'll see it sometime.
Here's the thing: I've put 7 hours into it. I have not perfected anything yet. I have not unlocked any of the big remix songs yet. I need to go back and master some more things. Okay. And like some songs are so much fun to play that you'll just play them like over and over again, trying to beat your score.
Okay. I mean, it didn't look bad. That's the thing. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, that game's terrible. Yeah. It's just, I just don't see myself paying that much for it. I would say like $10 game. I'd be like, okay, that might be fun for a few days.
I'll let you try it next time we see each other. You can try it on my ideas and see if you like it.
Sure.
And you can use stylus or buttons too, which is nice. And I don't know. And like one of my favorite mini like little mini games from like all the series in like the first round, where you're a dog and a cat both in airplanes and you're playing badminton back and forth. But the dog will I think it's a cat. Yeah, the cat will sing different notes when he's driving his plane forward and back, which changes the rhythm. So it'd be like 2, 3, 4, bow, chicka bow, chicka bow, ba bum bum bum, 2, 3, 4, bow, chicka bow, chicka bow, ba bum bum bum, ba bum bum bum, ba bum bum bum.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a fun game.
It's really like, I don't know, something about it. Just I've always had a soft spot for rhythm games, and that's just a really good rhythm game.
So you'd be hyped about the new Miku game?
Nope. Pokemon Go, $35.
Well, hold on. Pokemon Go, talked about for the second day of E3 to start it off.
Coming out end of July.
Which was leaked, even though people were like, literally, it was basically on the press report. Yeah. So they just tried to make it like, oh my god, oops.
I made a silly.
Yeah, honestly. But, yeah. So, that's a thing. It's coming out, and it's going to be a free app. But, they're like, well, you can buy the accessories, so you don't have to just look at your phone all the time. And it's called Pokemon Go Plus, which I was slightly confused for a second. I was like, wait, is there more to it or something? Because they're calling it Plus, and I was like, more content?
It's an add-on experience.
Yeah, so that's coming out basically the end of July, so people are like, I guess the actual game's coming out either the same time or slightly before. Yeah. We don't actually really know. But what's kind of exciting is that even as we're doing this podcast and everything, as I'm looking at the calendar, it flipped to the 30th now. But it's coming out probably in what, 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, this month.
So that's kind of exciting, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm excited for it. Like I'm not like over like, oh god, yeah, but like I'm excited to see what this actually is and how it actually like works around our area.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's something where I'll play it. I'll play it for fun. Like it's not like I'm gonna sit there and be competitive about it because I don't see a purpose.
Like if I drive to Kings Park, will John Gordon be like the gym leader of that town?
Dear God, it's not a person that gets set up as a gym leader. It's
whoever is the top ranked in the town will hold that spot until someone takes him down. Like Ingress. No. Yeah.
I thought it's that they designate a certain area and that you have to fight something.
Those are the gyms.
Oh, wait, what'd you say?
The top trainer.
Oh, I thought you called it a gym.
Well, a leader, I said. But there's a difference between the gym areas where you can grind and fight more often.
Yeah.
And then there are, like, top trainers which you can encounter in the area.
Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, so...
My phrasing was weird, but yeah.
Man, I'll be the top trainer. Come on. No, I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know if I have enough time to dedicate to that. But it seems like it could be a fun little thing. It doesn't look as great as I'd like, but it's more realistic.
They're gonna improve over time too. Like it looked better than it did like a month ago when they showed that leak footage.
Mm-hmm.
So it does look improved, and they're gonna they said they're starting off with the original 151.
That was kind of depressing.
They're going to grow over time, which I'll look forward to that. Like this fall Gen 2, next summer Gen 3. Like that'll be like it'll be nice not to blow their load all at once.
But I know the Bach anyway. But so yeah, thank you.
That was good.
Thank you. But they kept dodging the tough questions.
Or like they rephrase them or twisted them, pivoted them to something else.
Like my boy Jay Witz, who I really don't like, but he was there. He asked some good questions. He's like, yo, I've been playing this because they hook me up because I'm rich or something. And I've literally only caught like 50 Pokemon out of 150.
You suck.
He's like, how do I get more? Can I actually find them sort of in my area or something? And they just like did not answer that question. They're like, well, it's a great game. I was like, what? So they're not really answering the whole, do I really have to take a whole family vacation or something just to go get one Pokemon, maybe? Like,
I kind of like that, though.
But it's not worth it.
Yeah, but at the same time...
I'm not going to travel to the depths of, like, Texas to go get, like, whenever it comes out on DLC, the Lombre. Like, I'm not gonna do it.
That's fine, though. You don't have to. You can trade with people like when you meet later on in life. That's the thing.
Who in the world are you gonna meet later on in life that called a Lombre?
New York Comic Con?
I apparently was not aware of when it was.
Even though I told
to buy tickets.
I think
a certain Twitter man did not inform me, hey, yo, you should do this because I'm gonna buy tickets today. God. And then I'd be like, yo, Kenneth, let's do it. And then I just saw
you're really gonna drop $200 like that.
Who would drop $200? I said I'd go for one day.
$50. Exactly.
No, I honestly would do it. I would do $50 because it's an experience.
Well, maybe you can get in still. We'll see.
I probably would not buy anything, but I'll go in. But yeah, so Comic-Con, man, it's a shame. But Pokemon Go,
not as good as Pokemon Moon and Sun.
Concept. Well, true, but the Go stuff. Well, can we speak to the accessory part here? So the accessory thing is this little thing that you wear on your wrist, I guess.
You can wear it on your wrist. You can wear it on your wrist. You can clip it to your belt. You can like put it on your shirt.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, like, it's it's also weird. It's this theme that we're going to talk about. Well, or at least I'll just say it now for Sun and Moon. All of a sudden, they're going to like Rainbow, like Kappa Pride or something, and yeah, for like everything. Because when you have the $35 little bracelet attachment thing, when you like catch someone or something, like it rainbow lights or something, like it goes off in the rainbow colors, or when you approach a Pokemon or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, but like the amount of interaction that it does not seem to warrant the price at all, especially because it's like, well, you can catch Pokemon and do all that stuff now without looking at your phone every second, which is like, okay, that makes sense. But it's not like there's a display on the watch thing.
Yeah, it's not like the Pokemon.
It's not the Pokewalker or something.
Yeah, the Pokewalker, which actually like had like a functionality to it.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the screen and it's like, oh, that's what's happening. This is just like, well, there's something here. This light's going to go off. And then you can apparently fully catch a Pokemon by doing it. So what does that mean? Like you press the button and it's like rainbow. Oh, I got it. And then like you look later and it's like, oh, you caught an Ekans. Like,
boo.
Like, yeah, but like you don't even know that. Like, so I would check my phone.
Like I'm purely going to buy it as it just have an accessory.
Yeah, but like I don't see the actual functionality of it. I don't get it based on what it's supposed to do.
Like here's the thing: if I'm at work and it goes off, I can't check my phone, but I can press that thing on my suit jacket.
Sure.
There you go. If I'm like riding my bike or something like that, and like I can't pull
when
my
in the
phone.
world do you ride a bike?
When I'm driving my car, and I don't want to check my.
Thank you.
Like I can definitely see small moments, but like 95% of the time, I can look at my phone. It's not a big deal.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't see how it's worth the price point at all. As in terms of like, oh, it's a really cool looking Pokemon little accessory thing. Yes,
I see it as supporting the free app.
Yeah,
because I would easily pay $5 for the app. I would easily pay like more if they had to do DLC, and I'd pay more for the accessory. So if the accessory is the only thing they're going to charge me for, everything else is going to be free, then I'm okay with that.
I mean, I bought every single one of their actual main series games.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
Give me a free Pokemon Go game. That's it. That's really all I need. Well, which by the way, I wanted to tell you, since we're sort of on the Pokemon topic, whatever, because you know how when the not remakes, but the remastered whatever eShop Red, Blue, Yellow came out?
Yep.
And then they did the Japanese thing where they were actually reselling like the cartridges.
Mm-hmm.
I bought off of Amazon. I meant to do this a while back. I wanted to check on it. Because since they were doing that with actual cartridges again, I was like, how much would a green cartridge be? So I bought Pokemon Green cartridge for like $7.
The original or the remake?
I mean, it almost has to be a remake because it was $7. But I don't know.
Did you actually get it?
I actually really don't know.
It may be.
I have it.
Open it.
I know I did. Because the way I bought it, they were like, well...
Is it a Game Boy cartridge or is it a...
Yes.
That's original. That's original then.
Really?
Yes.
How is it only $7?
The re-release in Japan was just the box with a download code inside.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
So I bought an original Pokemon Green?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it in the box?
That makes me feel better about myself. No, I didn't get the box because if I wanted the box, it would have been like...
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, $7. That makes perfect sense.
That would have been like $40. And I was like, eh. I was like, what am I going to use it for? I want just the cartridge. So I got it. I got it like a week or two ago.
On Amazon? It was really cool.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going for like $200 on Amazon.
I have it though.
Oh, buy used for $7. There we go.
See?
New in box.
Yeah, mine is a used copy, but
yeah,
honestly,
new in box for $200, buy used for $7.
I checked the
Is it a gray cartridge with the green label?
Yes.
Yep, that's the original.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. So, that's pretty cool.
And honestly, I could tell it's used. Like a little bit of the back is like slightly scratched.
Not a big deal.
But the front of the cartridge is perfect.
Nice.
It's an incredibly great condition Pokemon Green. And so, I was telling you, I reorganized my closet, whatever. I have the video game stuff in there. I pulled out one of my Game Boy Colors, and I was like, let me put it in. So I put it in there. Worked perfectly fine. had to stand under my window because like I can't see the screen.
Yeah, no,
but, but it was in pure Japanese. I'm like, oh my god, this is great. This is like the legit game. And so I was really happy about that. So I have my little collection of every single Pokemon main series game, and now I can add the official green version to my collection.
Very cool.
So, very interesting side note. Wanted to update you on that.
All right, we've been going.
You didn't even know.
We've been going for almost 3 hours now, so let's finish up with the Pokemon talk, and then let's close this baby out. All right.
So we had the Pokemon Go. We had minor side note to Pokemon Green, but now we're coming at you.
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon. Well, this actually led off E3.
Yes.
And
Nintendo's Treehouse streaming stuff.
Well, that's what I mean. Nintendo's E3. And okay, so when they first opened and they showed the same trailer that we saw a few weeks before.
Yep.
I was so ready to start texting you.
I think you did text me like same trailer rip.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. I was going to go on a whole rant. And then okay, cuz with certain things that we both get excited about, I felt the need to go all Kingdom Hearts 3 on you. Except you were at work, so I didn't want to call you.
Yeah.
I was constantly texting you in all caps on everything that was happening.
And I couldn't check my phone every second, so like every 5 minutes I'd come back like 30 Josh messages. Like, my man, Young Goose, look at this man.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the same trailer first. I'm like, oh my god, come on. And then they're like, so let's play. I was like, yes. So that was when I was like, thank you, God. And so they were playing whatever version, and oh my god. So the one thing I haven't complained about is that the walk of the character looks very
because for once he's not chibi or small or shrunken. It's a full like stride, and he's not confined to a eight or 4-way axis. It's complete 3D movement. So like he's a little bit off kilter. Where everything else before was like almost on rail, but not on rail.
But
I see
Pokemon X and Y. Pokemon X and Y.
But it was still based on an 8 directional point.
So you're saying this one's so free that it kind of...
It's complete 3D movement.
Because it almost looks too bad, though. Like, it looks too exaggerated.
Like, when you hit the D-pad and your character would take one step in X and Y, and that counts as a step. When you tap on the D-pad in this one, your character may, like, move in a little bit, not even take a step. There's no set step or, like, grid line they follow on.
That's interesting.
That's why it looks a bit off. It's also because the character is really tall.
Yeah, I hope they're going to kind of clean that up a little bit.
Maybe.
But aside from that, so, they showed the stuff, and the second they showed the mom with Meowth that we already knew, people going crazy, like, oh my god, new Meowth confirmed, and all this stuff. Oh, no, Mega Meowth confirmed. I was like, oh dear god.
I got pissed off when they're walking in the grass, and the first Pokemon that showed up was a Ladybug. Get the fuck out of here, Ladybug.
Yeah, I texted you that. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, I wanted to see this whole thing, and I'm like, Ladybug? Really? Though honestly, I like the fact that they went back to Ladybug because it was so underrated, and it was only found in the wild like that in an entry area in Gold and Silver in the morning.
Mm-hmm. It's a good Pokemon too for that area. It looks tropical already.
Yeah, so I actually really like the fact that is one of the Pokemon that comes up.
Yep.
But for purposes of showing me this at E3, get that out of here.
Let's talk about the 3 new Pokemon we did see. We saw the bird type.
Well, let's go in order here.
We'll be here forever. We'll be here forever if we do that. Let's just go over the big stuff.
Yo, Pick-a-Peck.
Pick-a-Peck.
Or as people like to now say, Pick-a-Keck.
Pick-a-Keck.
Oh my goodness. So that was the infamous bird that was on that one little drawing from the back.
Yeah, that wireframe model.
Honestly, it was very true to that little 3D model thing.
It was.
Very accurate to that.
It's cute. It's a little woodpecker.
And it's confirmed that it's, through showing the Pokédex of it, it's 3 stages of evolution.
Makes sense.
And so it's almost like the new, like, Pidgey kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it's a normal flying Pokemon. And we'll kind of see where that goes, because it can have the effect where maybe it takes on an actual type instead of normal. But who knows?
Hopefully not fire, because it already looks like a Fletchinder too much.
I know. I'd rather not have another Talonflame, even though Talonflame is fantastic Pokemon for competitive and just regularly playing the game. It's
and
like
breeding.
whoa, and breeding. But yeah, so Pikachu looks really cool. Really excited for that.
Then you got your boy Young Goose.
Yo, my young goose, because you know how people always say that the young something.
Yeah, the young Brahmin.
Yeah, sure. So, and they spell it like Yung because it's supposed to be all
like young blood.
Yeah, exactly. And so then the fact that it's called Young Goose, it's like, yo, the Young Goose.
Yeah, it's like a little mongoose ferret-looking dude with like really like angry-looking expression all the time, really sharp.
Like the angry beavers put into a Pokemon.
And like more information on him, like his entire length of his body is basically stomach, so he's constantly eating and hungry.
Yeah, it's great. And he's like the new Rattata or whatever, I guess. Or Patrat is the contemporary Patrat.
Did you see the image where it was a Bidoof against a horde of Pokemon, like a wild horde, but the horde was Arceus, Giratina, Dialga, Palkia, Groudon, Kyogre, and like 1v5 doesn't seem fair for the other guys against the Bidoof.
Bidoof is the man, I gotta tell you. But I love that one image I showed you a while back where it was like free Pokemon. It was like Pikachu in a box. Oh my god, I want it. Eevee in a box. Oh my god, I want it. Bidoof there. No one takes it.
Yes.
Bidoof's just in this box like atop me. But yeah, Young Goose.
Young Goose looks great. He looks like
he's gonna be one of those I want to catch because he's new, but then I'm gonna totally dump him by second gym.
Well, he evolves too, so I want to see what his evolve form looks like.
He evolves once.
Yeah.
So it has like the Raticate effect, but where Raticate's decent, but then he kind of drops off. But then he's also the Donald Trump Pokemon, I believe.
Yep, he looks like Donald Trump.
He's got the hair.
He got the hair piece and he has that bad expression.
He has a hair piece. Yeah. But so that's kind of fun. I always love to look at the different art stuff that people do of these Pokemon already. It's ridiculous how committed these people are to drawing
really
this.
I love it.
I'm like, wow, it's impressive.
And then we got Grubbin.
Well, now here's the thing. Grubbin wasn't even in the gameplay.
He was in the trailer they released right after the gameplay ended.
Because honestly, here's my thinking of it. He was in that grass.
Oh, yeah, they were probably hoping to run into him. They just didn't.
Yeah, so they were like, ooh, well, we were going to release him anyway, so here he is.
Yeah.
And so they showed off Grubbin. It's like the new bug Pokemon, like a new Caterpie.
Yep.
But I don't know. I feel like he will be better than a Caterpie.
He's gonna evolve. He's gonna turn into. He's based off. Was looking at what he's based off of. He's gonna turn like a stag beetle when he's all said and done.
Okay.
So like,
do we even have one of those aside from Heracross?
Not really. No, Heracross is the closest we have to it. So imagine more of a legit looking beetle than that thing is.
You know what's sad? All I can think of is that Cub guy from One Piece. The little Tontata guy. It's the little beetle guy that gets beat up all the time.
I was thinking of the little beetle guy from Digimon.
You know, because I never watched Digimon.
Oh.
Not bad.
Yes, Tontata.
Tontata. Yeah. But, so we got the Grubbin Man. And, I mean, I don't know, something about new Pokemon. It always makes me so excited.
It does. And these look really good, too. It's not like, oh, there's ice cream cone.
Shut up. I love vanilla ice cream. But
yeah, to eat, not as a Pokemon.
Sure. But I don't know. It's one of those, like, it's always the whole, we can debate Pokemon all we want, argue competitive versus whatever, and collecting, but new Pokemon, man, forget the competitive stuff right now. It's just fun.
It is.
I love to see them.
It really is.
And it's like, yo, I want to catch them all. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is? Starting this generation, the 7th generation, I'm going to make a living Dex.
Joshy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to do it. So, it'll be the climb. Miley Cyrus. So, but yeah, it looks incredible. Great new Pokemon. Great region, too. Interesting thing, though, how they're like, oh, these island deity stuff named.
Yes.
There's the one named like Papa Coco or Coco Turo.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
But the weird thing is, people are like, is that a Pokemon or is that purely like a guy?
I think every island will have a legendary like that.
Yeah, it seems interesting. It's almost like they were saying like it's almost like that Mesprit, Uxie, and whatever the other one is.
Azelf.
Azelf, yeah. They're saying it kind of is almost like that, where they're each guarding a lake. This one's like they're each guarding the island. So it's kind of an interesting theory, and I could see it working out like that. But the interesting thing is that there's never been a Pokemon with a 2-word name.
Yes, that's true, and that did bother me a little bit. If that is a Pokemon name, that bothers me a lot.
Yeah, so I don't know how to feel about that necessarily, but maybe I'll grow to like it, or maybe they're just like, well, we've kind of run out of creative one-word things, which I would hope is not the case, because I feel like you get very creative with single words, but we'll see.
Even a dash can fix that.
At this point, I don't think they're editing that.
Like,
it looks like they were
Porygon
committed.
Z is like...
Yeah, but that made sense because it's like the models of it.
Well, maybe this
like it wasn't like a separate word. It was like a attachment.
It was Porygon space Z.
Yeah, but like that's not a word. It was like a model.
I don't know.
Porygon 2.
That's
Porygon
the stretch. I've seen people like.
Well, I think that's the extent that they've ever done, and I'm okay with that.
Not two full different names.
Yeah. So to have this like Tato, Coco, whatever they called it, I really don't remember how it's said, but. Or what it was exactly, but I don't know. Yeah, it feels interesting to say that every time. Like I'm used to saying a Pokemon just one word. So
well, that name itself is very Hawaiian sounding as it is. Where all the Pokemon names we have had so far are based off Hawaiian things, but it's not like that's the Humu Humu Nakanaka plant or something like that.
Exactly,
which is actually a real thing.
Well, see, this is why. Sure.
No, it actually is. There's a fish called Uma Nakama'a. I'm not even making that up.
I believe you. But that's why, like, I don't mind if that's a guy, and that guy has a really cool Pokemon, and that could be a deity Pokemon.
Could ancient Pokemon battles.
Well, yeah, because you know how they have those, like, ancient style
it's
festival
like AZ.
things
It's like 5 AZs.
Yeah, like, wouldn't that be cool? Like, I'm hoping that's what they're going at. Like, that's the name of some ancient elder guy sitting up there, and he's like, yo... Dude. I've been watching over this village with my little prairie thing. I had no name. Wow, that's interesting. They even got an apostrophe in there.
Yeah.
But
that's a legendary fish god.
Okay, if that's a Pokemon, dear God. But as it is, I have trouble saying Alamamola.
Oh, yeah, I can't even.
So to say this one, oh boy. But
Nakuma'a.
Yeah. So, but I'm so excited for it. I still think there's another rival to be seen because the fact that Hua guy has the weaker Pokemon. So who has the stronger one? Whatever. I thought it was Hua. I don't know.
How?
Whatever. That was Hua.
Yeah, it's How. That's how it's pronounced.
Hua. So,
how do you pronounce the professor's name, Josh?
Juniper. I don't remember the professor.
Kukui.
Oh. No, I would say Kukui.
No, it's Kukui.
Is there another U in there?
It's Kukui. Like Kukui. Kukui.
Kukui.
Kukui.
Kukui.
Kukui.
Kukui.
Cuckoo.
I.
They also showed off the 4-way battle royale.
Okay. Well, one quick thing about the professor stuff. Apparently, as voted by all Pokemon fangirls and boys, not me, maybe you. Apparently, that's the most attractive professor ever seen on the Earth of Pokemon.
Nope, Rowan.
If only you would have said Elm. That would have been fantastic.
No, Rowan's got that like old man, like grizzly bear looking vibe.
Dear
really,
God,
really saggy balls.
I cannot comment on that, but everyone's like, "Oh my God, this professor doesn't have a shirt. I love him.
I like
so
that,
hot."
like his thing. Like every professor has their own like thing they study in. He settles Pokemon moves, so he has Pokemon attack him to feel the moves and see how they work. So that's why his house is always like being broken up because he's literally having Pokemon do their moves on him in the house.
It's basically like Ash into a professor. Interesting.
Almost.
I don't know how Ash is alive after half the things he does. Coma, yeah. But, okay, so moving to the Battle Royale, as they say. What bothers me about it, they don't have an E at the end.
That's what a Royale... Well,
It's Battle Royal.
Battle Royal, yeah. I've seen
Royale.
I've seen it spelled differently, like in the UK versus here and whatnot. But then Brexit happened.
But anywhere, it's still with the E. Like even the app, Clash Royale.
Oh, that's true.
That's an E at the end. That's how it is. This is literally Royal.
Maybe
did
I spell it wrong?
No. That's how they branded it. That was in their game.
Oh yeah, Battle Royal.
And they said it. They pronounced it like Royale. But I was confused because that's not really the spelling for it. So I don't know if someone really dropped the ball on that and they're like, oh my god, there needs to be an E in there.
They might fix that for localization when they come over here completely.
I'm hoping, because that actually really bothers me just because it's not Royale.
I have seen it spelled without the E before though.
To me, that looks like Battle Royal, and that's it. And it doesn't look right. But anyway, speaking about the gameplay part of it in that mode, looks interesting. It's one of those like gimmick things. It's almost like, hey, we had triple battle. What'd be interesting more? Well, let's do a free-for-all type battle with 4 people.
Where the first person who loses ends the game, and then whoever has the most remaining at the end wins. So that way, like, if you get out, you're not waiting for the other 3 to finish, which is smart.
Well, yeah. What's interesting though is, you say you don't watch competitive Pokemon stuff on YouTube or anything.
Not too much,
right?
No.
So, like, a lot of the famous Pokemon YouTuber people that would do competitive battling, like for X and Y, and even for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire when they came out, they do a lot of videos like playing people online and telling you some tips, and it was really nice to watch. And, you know, after a while, these YouTuber people would be friends with each other, like, oh, you guys do the Pokemon videos too? And they'd sometimes do videos together where maybe they do a double battle against another double battle, whatever. And then what they ended up doing was that they would do a double battle against, it would be 4 people. They all know each other. They're all on Skype. They do a double battle to where it's just free-for-all. They treat it as free-for-all in double battle, and they would attack whoever, and whoever had the most Pokemon left or whatever would win or something. And they literally did it in a free-for-all format, the only way the free-for-all could be done. They did this it goes back to at least 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
And when I saw this, I was like, no way. Like, I don't know if that actually inspired it. Because people seem to love those videos. The people did the free-for-all videos. So if Game Freak looked at that and was like, good idea, let's do it, I'd actually be really impressed with them.
It probably definitely influenced them in some way.
I would have to think so, because they were honestly pretty popular. Personally, I didn't like it that much, because I like the whole, how can I win this 1v1 matchup? And I like the whole mind games behind it and the switching stuff. I don't like the whole, well, if this guy attacks me, I'm kind of out of luck, and it's just kind of out of fate kind of thing. Like, I don't know, I like it more the 1v1 setup. But for people that like the more casual free-for-all kind of, it could be fun. Like, me and you could be against even Pete playing it, and we just all do a free-for-all and pick random things and just attack each other. I see that could definitely be fun.
It's a fun little mini game that doesn't require as much strategy. I think we'll enjoy it.
That's the thing. Yeah, so I think it's just a fun little thing to play every now and again. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah.
What's interesting is they did also reveal in that you can customize your trainer again.
Yep.
Thank God. I really like the customization thing.
Me too.
That they did X and Y. What's interesting is that no one had different shoes, which I was very upset about.
There have been different shoes in past trailers.
Not that I saw in this one at all.
The band of the color has changed from red, blue, and green in different trailers.
Okay, well, I'm hoping it's back, because I know the other stuff.
I hope the roller skates are back.
You know, those were like the unsung heroes of Pokemon X and Y.
They really were.
Even though, I mean, I'm a guy true to my breeding heart. I like the bike, but honestly, if I didn't want to use the bike all the time, it's nice to have a little roller skate thing and go around.
It's just nice to go like faster when you need it for like a split second when you want to like get on the bike. Yeah,
I don't want to have to press the thing, get on the bike, and then start going. It's like literally just go. Yeah. And you don't have to walk. I don't know. It actually seemed really cool. But I'm hoping they do something like that, because it's Hawaii. So what do they do in Hawaii? Do they have something like that?
Longboards, surfboards. There is roller skating. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm talking to my friend Michelle from Hawaii a lot, trying to like get like the mindset of like, what do you guys do? That's what I learned about like the fish.
I hated that question that one Treehouse girl kept asking over and over for all these games, for Pokemon, for Zelda, for whatever.
What was the question?
It was like, how come we didn't all get to go on a nice fancy vacation and check it out and, do some research and development?
Because you're not important. You don't work on the games. You're a fucking PR person.
Yeah, first of all, why do I care if you're begging your employer for
They're
a trip?
trying to be funny and cute, and I know they weren't as bad as they were last year, but the Treehouse still is very cringy half the time.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Pokemon Sun and Moon. We'll be talking about
First of all,
we're going to talk about more in depth because in the next episode, because a bunch of new Magearna and Volcania news dropped. We had 2 new Pokemon and Korokoro we haven't talked about.
A bunch of new stuff, but
Stuff
the biggest thing is, in the next few days, there should be another major announcement.
Yeah, July 1st, we're getting new stuff.
So I'm beyond hyped for that.
Our next episode may be sooner than, we were joking, we'll have one in 2 days or something like that. We may do an episode sooner rather than later. We just really needed a big episode to get the E3 stuff out of the way, but it all depends on what they announce on July 1st, so we can make an episode out of it or not.
Yeah, so it should be probably a lot of Pokemon Sun and Moon news, depending on what happens. But as it is, we were buying the game anyway. They could just tell me the title. I'm buying both.
As soon as we heard Sun and Moon, you're like, yes, Moon, please.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they showed the trailer stuff. I'm like, uh-huh. And then they showed me this at E3. I'm like, give me the collector edition for $500.
I will, exactly. I'll buy it now if you charge me 20 times more.
I waited to buy my Comic-Con tickets for 2 hours. I'll give you those Comic-Con tickets for this game.
I'm gonna get to play it at Comic-Con.
No way.
It comes out when X and Y came out in November, and they had there in October. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had their play.
Good luck to get on the line with that.
There was no line.
Did you hear them? Did you hear them complaining about the line at Zelda?
Oh yeah. Well, that's what happens when you only have one game. And it's the biggest game.
Because Pokemon Sun and Moon apparently was not playable.
Yep.
For demo purposes. Only for the demo purposes of the little showing.
Yep.
Not actually on the floor. So literally, the only thing worth playing was the Zelda thing. And people literally had to run through that door the second it opened.
The line shut down by 10:15 after they opened at 10 o'clock, within 15
minutes. That line would not get there until the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you'd be standing on that line for 8 hours long.
Worth it. I would have done it. I would have totally done it. To play that? No. Absolutely.
You're telling me that you would not have gone around to other booths? You would spend one day dedicated to playing a 25-minute demo of Zelda?
Yes.
God, no.
I have more days to do other stuff. That was only one day.
I'm getting the game anyway. If it was an hour...
If I was just at E3 and that was an opportunity, I would take it. I would not go to E3 just for that sole purpose.
I still find it hard to believe that you would wait on that one line for 8 hours.
I'm not going to E3 or LA Comic Con or anything like that unless I have a press badge with me. Because if you have a press badge, you can get into anywhere you want.
Here's the one question I posed though. What if we had an old iPhone with Little Shop of Horrors and Chips Ahoy? Would you wait on it for 8 hours?
Only if we had Cheddar Chex Mix too.
The man.
Fucking 2008. Why?
Good times.
Sitting out in the fucking cold, playing all night, and then having a smash pizza party the next day.
And then your Wii smashed. As to this day, if there's any there's any time where I can pinpoint to some place, some time in my life where literally time slowed down, it was that moment. I swear. I literally can view that. It happened in real time in slow motion. Me watching. It's weird because I remember vividly in slow motion 2 things. The Wii slowly tipping over and falling. And the same turn, you on the couch watching this happen. Freaking out. Oh. You know, it was funny because it was one controller that was plugged in the problem. It was that orange GameCube controller.
Yes.
That is still Pete's to this day.
Yep.
That was his controller.
Confirm the controller.
He still has
Look at
his
it.
face.
Oh my fucking god. All right. We say all of that to say thank you all for listening to the JK podcast. This is probably our longest episode ever.
We wrapped up actually a very big E3. It was surprising. We didn't think there was anything.
Exactly.
Then turned out a lot. We were actually pleasantly surprised. And good things generally happen. So, I mean, feel free to look into each of the different conferences more to see. There are also a lot of other indie games that people were promoting. Like Sony was promoting some. A lot of them, like they literally had this game.
We covered we covered all the big stuff, but there was so much more.
Echo the Dolphin 2, basically.
Yes.
Which it's there. Some people actually literally made the game from scratch. They had 3 people that were developing it, and they're like, "Hey, Sony gave us the opportunity to make this thing, and it's for the VR coming out." And hey, so I was like really proud of that. I was like, "Wow, it's really cool. It's a great story." So there are really some great games to check out that we didn't even mention. Yeah. Even the whole Final Fantasy remake stuff, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, like there, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about more of the stuff in the future as it becomes more relevant. But like this was all the big stuff. This was all the news grabbers, all the stuff like that. Again, we'll be back, I think, relatively soon with another episode once the Pokemon stuff drops. Plus, we have some other stuff we need to talk about. This was just our big E3, get everything out the way. E3 is over. Those are our responses. If you've been listening this entire time, you got all the way past 3 hours of this podcast, please let us know in the comments down below. If you have any questions, you want to know our thoughts on other games we didn't mention, please let us know. We'll answer any questions in the comments down below.
Yeah, and, please feel free to leave the comments. We like to read the comments.
We do. The comments mean a lot to us. You have no idea, actually.
I frequently like the comments.
And
like
then
I
be
literally,
snarky.
I literally press the thumbs up.
Nice.
I will support your comment. Just leave a comment.
Yeah.
There's my pitch.
All right. We've been recording for over 3.5 hours now. So thank you all for listening to the JK Podcast. Until next time, I've been Ken O'Connor.
And I'm Josh Brandman.
We will see you guys in the next one. Fuck you, Color Splash.
Oh, dear God.